very good morning to you, and
welcome.
thank you for choosing to start your Fri-Yay with your feel-good breakfast show. And of course, we have a lot lined up for you.
I hope there were a lot of you out of there going like, yeah, come on, it's Friday. Now, we've earned this weekend and we're going to ease you into the weekend in style. We've got a big sporting weekend coming up. Of course, Super Rugby returns after the international break, but the big one has to be the Confederations Cup. It's Chile up against Germany. We'll give you a bit of a head-to-head breakdown and track their course to the final, but it's going to be an unbelievable one.
Exciting things. And then we're going to connect with the 5FM team to find out what's happening in and around South Africa. They'll fill you in.
And then we're going to take cognizance of what we've done this week. It's going to be a bit of a showdown between the boys. We're going to play our favorite Friday game. It's Expresso Rewind. See who's been concentrating this week. It's going to be tough.
Well, I'm a little jealous that I can't be on Grahamstown because it's the National Arts Festival. Well, participating in the National Youth Jazz Festival is Groote High School's jazz band. They're with us in studio today. They will be participating at the Jazz Festival in Grahamstown, but of course they'll bring you a sneak peek of what to expect right here on your Feel Good Breakfast show.
Yep, but up first, let's get a track on those temperatures across the land with Ewan.
Thank you, team, and a very good morning from my side as well. Let's kick it off with your morning temperatures for your Friday. And it seems like most parts of the country can expect a cool start to the morning, reaching mild to warm temperatures. Cape Town can expect a 55% chance of much needed rain today, holding thumbs for that. Maar kom ons kyk vinnig na die temperature. Polokwane 5 grade minimum en 'n maksimum van 20. Mbombela 9.25, Pretoria 6.20, Johannesburg gekoel 4 grade. Dit bly koel met 'n maksimum van 19. Mahikeng 8.22, Klerksdorp 7 grade minimum en 'n matige 23. Kimberley 9.24, Bloemfontein 5 grade minimum en 'n 20 maksimum later. Richards Bay 14.26, Pietermaritzburg 7 en 'n warm 27. Durban 16.23, Mthatha 6 grade vanoggend lekker koel maar 'n warm 28 later. Oos-London 14.26, Cradock op 5 grade minimum en 'n maksimum van 22. Port Elizabeth on 11 this morning, reaching a high of 21. George 8.18, Sutherland nice and cold this morning on -1, staying cool with a maximum of 13 degrees. Cape Town 7.15 with a chance of rain as well. Worcester 4.17, Springbok 4.16, and Uppington kicking off on 5 degrees more this morning, nice and cool, but reaching a maximum of a hot 28 degrees later. That's a wrap of your weather for the 6:30 bulletin. As always, we'll keep you updated with those temperatures throughout the course of your morning. I'm back just after 7 with another look.
Well, let's get your Friday morning started by taking a first look at the traffic. In Gauteng and Bedfordview, there are some delays on the N12 westbound heading towards the Galulies interchange. And in Cape Town and Bellville, as usual, there's some congestion building on the N1 inbound from the R300 highway. That's where we leave your traffic for now. Expect another update in half an hour's time.
Oh, no. No gum. No gum, please. Take the gum out.
No. Take the gum out.
Love it. Listen, let's quickly get into all the sporting action that you can expect this coming weekend. Nice and early on your Friday. Big one you mentioned earlier, Super Rugby returns. Very exciting indeed. And then the Confederations Cup, man, got everyone talking. Germany
and
doing
rightly
so well.
It's always a great roadmap to the World Cup. But let's focus on our Super Rugby this weekend, of course, after a very successful Springbok tour. A couple of the Springboks being rested, some due to injury, others being utilised as pivots in their game. So let's focus on some of the local derbies that are happening this weekend. It's going to be tough. We've got the Sharks up against the Bulls later tonight. Looking at where they stand at the moment, of course, the Sharks have won 9 of their 13 games this season, second in the Africa Conference, 2 and 4th on the overall South African log, so they haven't had a bad run. The Sharks winning 4 of their last 5 games, so they've got a bit of momentum. We'll see if they can maintain that after the break. The Bulls, they've had an awful season by their own admittance at this stage. They've only won 3 of their 12 games. So a couple of interesting kind of movements there. Poor Nolis Marais is being forced to rest so many of his players. He'll have, of course, Jan Serfontein, Jesse Creel back in the centre berth, which is great, but he's going to be trying out Tony Yankees in the fly-half position, making his debut. So, Tony, all the best of luck to you, my friend. But a couple of massive injury losses there. Trevor and Yakane, Lut Diaga, all out due to injury. So it's going to be a tough one, I think, for the Bulls tonight.
Look, I mean, it's been a really tough run for all of these rugby players over the past while with the Super Rugby, then the Springbok Test as well, and now going back into Super Rugby. You can just imagine the pounding these guys' bodies takes, man.
The physical demands on these players at the moment is impressive. And then we've got another really cool cool local derby to sink our teeth into. It's the Stormers up against the Cheetahs, both having pretty good seasons by their own standards. We've got the Cheetahs second in the Africa Conference 1 at the moment, and they've won and 6 overall with 3 wins out of their 13 games. And the Stormers, they of course are a top side in Africa Conference 1 and second overall at the moment. I think very interesting for me, a new name that I haven't seen before. DHL Stormers coach Robbie Fleck is going to be blooding in Damian Willemse in the fly-half berth. He's been the SA Schools fly-half for a while. He was playing in the Junior World Cup at centre, but I think this is more of a long-term plan to kind of get him used to that level of rugby for the rest of the Currie Cup season, but that's going to be a cracker. So a couple of big games this weekend, local derbies, and we've got the Jaguares up against the Southern Kings tomorrow, and the Lions and the Sunwolves as well.
And let's quickly get into the Confederations Cup, man. Very, very exciting as well. What can we expect this weekend?
I love the fact that this German side that everyone had written off as an experimental side because they were missing some massive names. We're talking about their Manuel Neuer, their kind of regular keeper, Mats Hummels, Mesut Ozil, Thomas Müller, and Toni Kroos, who are the big stars that won the World Cup for them. They weren't there. But this German side has been absolutely amazing. Of course, Portugal going out to Chile, this Chilean side, it's their time as well. Alexis Sanchez, a superstar in the English Premier League, he's going to be leading the pack there. But looking at their route to this final, Chile, they ended second in Group B. Of course, they beat Portugal with a brilliant performance from their keeper, saving 3 penalties in a penalty shootout. So they owe a huge amount to him. And it really is going to be a test of these young German players. But I think an opportunity now to create a new team for the upcoming World Cup in Russia. It's going to be a thrilling final. And I love the fact that we've got so many names in this German side that people just haven't seen before. But they are playing so well. That name is one to remember, scoring a brace last night. But it's going to be a thriller. So you can catch all of that action over the weekend. And that's the first, third and fourth playoff between Portugal and Mexico at 2 o'clock, and then that final at 8 o'clock on Sunday. It's Chile up against Germany.
Perfect, man. There we go. Your weekend is planned. Just like that. Whole lot of sports to look forward to. Thank you so much, Graham. That's a wrap of your sports here on your Feel Good Breakfast Show.
Well, we love connecting with you on social media, and I had no idea Graham took this photo, but we're asking you this morning, winter, or at least we're telling you that winter is the perfect time to watch TV and movies, but we're asking you, which TV show would you love to be, would you love to live with? If you had to live in the TV, which TV show would it be? And I love this one from Howard saying, good morning, guys. It's Friday. I would love to be in a movie, The Fast and the Furious 8. Lekker dag. Well, Howard, lekker daggie vir jou ook. Love this one coming through from Lala saying, morning guys, for me, it will be Big Bang Theory. Alton says, morning, most definitely Survivor or Top Billing or even Expresso with a little wink. One coming through from Natasha says, she's just saying good morning to us. Well, thank you so much, Natasha. Good morning to you too. James Tutway says, good morning, Expresso team. I would love to be in the Amazing Race because you would be able to travel the world and win lots of money. Well, that's only if you win, but thank you for sharing your suggestions with us, James, and everyone else. Well, continue to connect with us. Remember our hashtag Expresso Show.
Then we have to say it, it's officially here, the weekend. We've got just what you are craving for on the line. We got the Roger Good Show team, Roger Good, Sureshni Ryder, Miss Cosmo, and Robbie Cruz from 5FM. Morning, team.
Hey, what's happening, baby?
Yeah!
Hey,
What you got for us?
Oh, we got so much good stuff. Well, first up, the laptop's just crashed. Oh, there I was. And I was just on the air now telling everybody how we're such professionals and we know what we're doing. And,
dude, you would fit right in here, bro. You would fit right in here.
And I just wanted to say, while we're padding here, to distract the audience, we've got like 10 people listening. You guys have got like 10 million people listening. Do you know what I mean? So this is no good for your show. Okay, here we go. Okay.
And watching, dude.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, okay, Greyville Racecourse, first up. The Durban July. Get your tickets to Africa's greatest horse racing event with top-class fashion and entertainment. So embarrassing. So the largest horse racing event in South Africa is happening this weekend. Witness the best in SA fashion, thoroughbreds, as they storm down the home straight to the finish of Greyville Racecourse. That's this Saturday. Off to the capital. Number 2, The Park Acoustics presents Desmond and the Tuesdays. We love them. Great guys. We have them on the show with us. Hot Water and Friends, telling you the Fur Trekker Monument. So the exams are finished now. Park Acoustics have got a great line up to kickstart the holidays. Summer winners, Desmond and the Tuesdays headlining the show with Hot Water, Babe, Beneko, Hardabart, Adele Cueto. And to finish off the day, they've got Head Phase featuring Nikki San to rock your world. Grab your tickets right now. I think anywhere between 120 and 150 bucks to get you in. And finally in Cape Town, on the capital, the third annual Woodstock Winter Beer Festival. Who doesn't love a beer festival?
Yeah.
The Palms Decor and Lifestyle Centre in Woodstock. The third annual Woodstock Winter Beer Festival is back this Saturday. The festival focuses on unique wintry one-off brews produced by rad local microbreweries. Think peanut butter, porter, or like vanilla chai milk stout. You talk about it, I love it. Get it in my mouth. Yummy! And it's a 60 bucks get you in. How you guys? Thanks for that.
Dude, I'm getting quite excited. I'm imagining you in your leather chaps this morning. Why? Because the Buddha Funk has taken you to the wild, wild west. Yes,
Oh, yeah.
Mr. 5FM's Roger Good is going to be headlining in his classic western. I love this, dude. The good, the bad, and the beautiful. So whether you want to be a riding cowboy or a sizzling sassy cowgirl, the choice is yours. It's going to kick off at 9 p.m. That's tomorrow. Go and get your tickets. Go and support one of the best breakfast teams out there, with a laptop or not. They are awesome. And Robbie Cruz, enjoy all the sport, my brother. Super Rugby returns. We love you guys. Can I get a hoorah? Thank you.
They are crazy.
Very, very exciting
Awesome.
indeed, and crazy at that as well. Listen, we're going to take a quick break. Don't go anywhere too far. We're going to play a little bit of a game afterwards. Expresso Rewind. Play along and see how much you can remember from this past week.
And then stick around, because we have Groote High School's jazz band in studio with us. They're leaving for Grahamstown next week for the National Youth Jazz Festival. So don't go anywhere. They're going to perform after the break.
Struggle with commitment? Before trying anywhere else, book on Travel Start. We will turn your guilt trips into good trips. Book flights from 499 Rand, only on travelstart.co.za.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
A very good morning. If you have just joined us, you tune into your Feel Good Breakfast Show. This is Expresso only on SABC 3 on this Fri-Yay, and it's going to be an amazing one at that. The Groote jazz band just sound checking. They are sounding phenomenal. We're going to chill it out with those lekker vibes a little bit later on. But right now, let's quickly get up to speed with your local entertainment news. Sorry.
That's right. Well, Shezi has rubbed shoulders with the who's who of Mzansi. Sorry.
Bless you. Bless you. There we go.
And that's exactly who stepped out for the big launch of Shemizi's memoir, Domino's Unbreakable Spirit. Now, taking to Instagram, the media personality shared several photos of his A-list friends, which included Casper Nyovest, Jessica Nkosi, Basitsana Kumalo, as well as Leslie Mofokeng. Now, the book details Shemizi's illustrious life and has some juicy inside info, as well as it's packed, as well as the launch was quite packed. So you can only imagine the books are going to just fly off the shelves.
Yeah, man, look, he's doing so well for himself, and he's such a great character, and then we love him. We had him on the show as well, and wherever he goes, he causes I always want to say like entertainment havoc. It's awesome.
Definitely. So listen, someone else on that awesome train is Nasty C, the rapper who is still in the US, seems to be having the time of his life. Now, taking to Instagram as well, he shared several photos of his adventures in the US, which included some of the behind-the-scenes photos of his latest music video with none other than French Montana. Now, the news on when exactly the video will be released, we still don't know, but we'll keep an eye out for that. We'll make sure that one of SA's best collaborations with one of Hollywood's best as well, you will be the first to know when that comes out.
This kid is doing phenomenal things. He's going to make it big time, that's for sure. Nasty C, representing. Love it. Nasty C. Well, anyways, that's a wrap of your entertainment news. We'll get into international news a little bit later on.
Well, JP Sebastian might have been nasty about the Minions returning, but we are excited with school holidays upon us. We've got another very exciting Expresso New Metro Movie Club giveaway. This time, a movie the whole family can enjoy. Gru and his havoc-wrecking minions are indeed back in Despicable Me 3, but they have an unexpected guest through Gru's long-lost twin brother, Drew, who wants to team up for one last big criminal heist. So the Minions are going big for this one, and because of that, we're giving away 5 double tickets to see the film in New Metro's Extreme Cinemas at Canal Walk, Ballito Junction, Clearwall Mall, The Glen, or Menlyn Park. Extreme. And Extreme means world-class sound, including overhead speakers on some of SA's largest cinema screens. And if you want to stand a chance to win and see the brothers in action, simply SMS the keyword Despicable plus your name and your city to 40675. And remember, please, you need to include the city in which you're going to be able to watch the screening. And we want to find out, will the third installment in the franchise live up to the hype of its predecessors? Will the brothers be able to work together, or will it be a battle of Gru versus Drew? Enter and you could find out.
Find the best entertainment at New Metro Cinemas. It's your scene.
So this July, we are so pumped up at the end of Youth Month. Yes, we continue to celebrate some incredibly talented youngsters. The National Youth Jazz Festival, can you believe it, is celebrating 25 years of investing in young musicians, giving them a platform to grow and learn. And this year, it looks like they're doing just that with an unbelievable lineup of masterclasses and clinics. And that's happening between the 3rd and the 8th of July. Now, to give you just a taste, to reinforce how talented these young musicians are, we've invited in this incredible group behind me. Gentlemen, a very good morning. Welcome to it. They are representing Groote High School, and this morning they are performing in Tilo. gentlemen. Jacques, you sure you don't want to do one more run? Hey, dude? I like the way he just dominates there. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for Dane, Clayton, Oviwe, Dale, and Jacques. Gentlemen, so well done. Unbelievable. A jazz standard, but they were taking some liberties there, guys. I'm going to find out about that blazer in just a moment. You better start prepping some answers. But awesome performance from Schuur High School. We're going to have a couple more coming your way this morning. You want to stick around.
That was incredible.
They are phenomenal. Oh
Yeah.
my word, I enjoyed that so much. Hope that started your Friday on a feel-good note. Listen, we're not quite done yet. There's still a lot to look forward to on your Feel Good Breakfast Show this morning. We're going to take a look at all of those stories that's trending and what got people talking on social media. One of those stories, why fashion is still one of the best ways to express yourself.
Ooh, looking forward to that. And then, of course, we're also going to play a little game with Expresso Rewind, where we test your knowledge to see just how much you concentrated during the show. So don't go anywhere. We'll see you after the break.
It, guys. Where's the story? Talk to me. Where's the story, guys? Where's the story? No, I just have the normal ones. Yeah, but Malawi has launched Africa's first air corridor to test the use of drones or unmanned aerial vehicles in humanitarian missions in partnership with the UN Children's Agency, UNICEF. The project is centered on Kasungu Aerodrome in central Malawi and is designed to explore how drones can be used to help deliver services that will benefit communities. The corridor is the first in Africa and one of the first globally with a focus on humanitarian and development use. The Nigeria's President Muhammadu Buhari faced a fresh call to quit yesterday, nearly 2 months after he left the country on indefinite sick leave. Ekiti State Governor Ayofayose says it's time that the president throws in the towel and resigns and allows his country to move forward. President Buhari has not been seen since May the 7th when he left Abuja for London to undergo treatment for an undisclosed medical condition.
Stand by. 4, 3, 2.
Let's quickly take a look at your news headlines on your Feel Good Breakfast Show for the Africa channel. Malawi has launched Africa's first air corridor to test the use of drones or unmanned aerial vehicles in humanitarian missions in partnership with the UN Children's Agency, UNICEF. The project is centered on Kasungu Aerodrome in central Malawi and is designed to explore how drones can be used to help deliver services that will benefit communities. The corridor is the first in Africa and one of the first globally with a focus on humanitarian and development use. Then Nigeria's President Muhammadu Buhari faced a fresh call to quit yesterday, nearly 2 months after he left the country on indefinite sick leave. Ekiti State Governor Ayofayose says it's time that the president throws in the towel and resigns and allows his country to move forward. President Buhari has not been seen since May the 7th when he left Abuja for London to undergo treatment for an undisclosed medical condition. Sure. Okay, so now it's normal news, eh? Anything on, there's no changes in the normal one, eh? More than a quarter of a...
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
At Samsung, we develop technology so you can live life. Samsung, a way of life.
Welcome back to your Feel Good Breakfast Show. It's that time of the morning for us to quickly take a look at some of the funny, interesting, and random things that surf the interwebs. And I think when it comes to YouTube tutorials, there has to be some fails.
Oh, this is a win, I'm sorry, in my mind. I love the story because it seems like something I might have done when I was younger, if YouTube had existed. A little boy decided to cut his own hair and give a tutorial along the way, then very quickly regretted it when he dug in a little bit too deep.
Oopsie.
and gave himself a beautiful bald spot.
Oh no.
The fact that they still posted that video is beautiful.
Something had to come
Sorry, little
from
man.
it. Well, listen.
At least he's supporting the Golden State Warriors, a winning team,
Must have felt a little embarrassed. Well, someone else left a little red-faced was a fisherman who was showing off a carp he caught in the Czech Republic, and he was quickly embarrassed after the fish slipped back into the water nearby. Bye-bye, fishy.
Carpe diem, my friend. It's quite a sizable carp as well. He must have regretted that one.
Leave.
One for the fishers.
Yes.
Tick that. It's amazing how often we feature Bored Panda. They have some really cool little exposés out there. In fact, I tracked one of these stories. You sent it to me, believe it or not. They have done a compilation of some of the genius T-shirts out there for dad and little guy. How sweet is that?
That is adorable.
Hey, just a slice. Just a little slice there.
Look. If Lost returned to Jan.
I'm Jan.
Oh, Jan. I even read the wrong name. Oopsie, Jan.
This is my favorite. This is the one Zoe shared with me.
You're killing me, Smalls.
You're killing me, Smalls. Look how cute Smalls is, man. I'm going to order some of these online, but very, very sweet.
Those are cool. A great way to express yourself. Well, there you have it. That was what's trending on Expresso. Stick around. Lots still to come on your Feel Good Breakfast Show. But let's get back into the formalities with this morning's news headlines.
Thank you so much, team. Let's quickly take a look at your news headlines early on your Friday morning in your national news. More than 250,000 chickens have been slaughtered as the Department of Agriculture, Fisheries and Forestry tries to contain the threat of bird flu. But South Africa will not vaccinate its chickens against the disease. At a briefing yesterday, Department Minister Senzeni Zokwana set out its strategy in response to the spread of the disease into South Africa from Zimbabwe. Zokwana says affected farms have been placed under quarantine, affected birds have been euthanized and the eggs destroyed. Then a strike by forensic pathology officers has now hit 4 mortuaries in the Western Cape, with 123 families awaiting post-mortems from the various laboratories. Forensic pathology officers went on strike earlier this week, complaining that they are required to perform tasks which is not stipulated in their contracts. Meanwhile, the Health Department has requested Health Ombudsman Malegapuru Makoba to investigate allegations that untrained officials have been conducting post-mortems since 2006. In your international news this morning, the White House has set new criteria for visa applicants from 6 mainly Muslim countries and all refugees, requiring them to have a close family or business tie to the US. The rules, which came into effect yesterday, will affect people from Iran, Libya, Syria, Somalia, Sudan and Yemen. They were issued after the Supreme Court partially restored President Donald Trump's travel ban earlier this week. And then lastly, the Vatican Treasurer, Cardinal George Pell, has vehemently denied any wrongdoing after being charged with sex offences in his native Australia. At a news conference yesterday, he said the 2-year investigation had been fueled by relentless character assassination. He has now been called back to Australia and ordered to appear before Melbourne Magistrates Court on the 18th of July. That's a wrap of your news headlines. We'll get into it again in an hour's time at 8 o'clock.
We kick off with cricket this morning, and the South African ladies cricket team are in World Cup action again on Sunday as they face off against the West Indies. That's in the 3rd game of the tournament for them. And with a win and a draw from their first 2 games, South Africa currently lying in 4th place on the log, but it's all very tight, 1 point behind the tournament leaders at this stage, and that's of course Australia. Some other World Cup fixtures on Sunday see England up against Sri Lanka and Australia taking on New Zealand, while India face off against old foes Pakistan. Then on to rugby. After a month-long break, and international rugby is done and dusted. Super Rugby returns this weekend for the South African teams with 2 mouth-watering local derbies on the cards. First up, the Sharks will look to continue their climb up the South African Conference. That's when they face a depleted Bulls side in Durban. Lots of injuries there. The last Super Rugby showdown between the two saw a 16-all draw last year. Elsewhere in Super Rugby this weekend, we've got another derby as the Cheetahs entertain the Stormers. The Lions, they welcome the Sunwolves, while the Kings are up against the Jaguares. Then on to football, a massive highlight this weekend. Germany, of course, last night beating Mexico by 4-1 to secure their place in the final of the Confederations Cup up on Sunday. The match was all but over by the 60th minute as Germany were 3-0 up. And despite Mexico getting one back through an absolute perler from Fabian in the 89th minute, Germany scored once more to maintain their 3-goal winning margin. And that final of the Confederations Cup taking place this Sunday as Germany tackled Chile at the St. Petersburg Stadium kickoff for that fixture at 8 o'clock. And staying with the beautiful game, finally, we've got Mamelodi Sundowns turning their attention to the CAF Champions League again this weekend as they face off against Ethiopian side St. George tomorrow. With 2 rounds remaining, Sundowns currently sitting in second place in Group C on 5 points, but that's just 1 place ahead of St. George on goal difference, so a very important fixture. And in our other CAF Champions League action this weekend, we've got Zanico FC hosting Al Khali. We've got AS Beta Club going head-to-head with Esperance, while Caps United battle Zamalek SC. That's where we leave our sport for now.
Well, let's take another look at your traffic. In Gauteng, in Germiston, there are some delays building on the N3 northbound. That's from the Geldenhuys interchange as well as the Gululies interchange. If you're in Cape Town and Athlone, there's some congestion building on the N2 inbound from Bontehevel and Hospital Bend. That's where we leave your traffic for now on Expresso.
Just after 7 o'clock, let's quickly get into your weather and those temperatures. And it looks like most parts of the country can expect a cool start to the morning, reaching mild to warm temperatures. Then in Cape Town, you can expect a 55% chance of much needed rain. Let's get into your temperatures. Polokwane begin op 5 grade minimum en 'n maksimum van 20. Mbombela 9, 25. Pretoria 26. Johannesburg 4 grade minimum en 'n maksimum van 19. Mahikeng 8, 22. Klerksdorp 7, 23. Kimberley 9, 24. Bloemfontein 5 grade minimum en 'n maksimum van 20, Richards Bay 14, 26, Pietermaritzburg 7, 27, Durban op 16 vanoggend en 'n matige 23, Mthatha 6 en 'n warm 28, East London starting off on 14 with a maximum of 26, Cradock 5, 22, Port Elizabeth 11, 21, George 8 and a maximum of 18, Sutherland kicking off on a cool -1 degree and staying cool with a maximum of 13, Cape Town 7, 15 with that chance of rain, Worcester 4, 17, Springbok 4, 16 and Uppington starting off on 5 with a maximum of a nice and hot 28 degrees maximum. That's a wrap of your weather for the 7 o'clock bulletin. I'm back just after 8 with a last look at those temperatures.
Book on Travel Start. We will turn your guilt trips into good trips.
Well, time for us to connect with you on social media. Now, earlier we heard Groote High School's jazz band performing, and we asked you, what did you think of that performance? Because they're heading to Grahamstown next week for the National Arts Festival, where they will be taking place in the National Youth Jazz Festival. Everyone loved their performance. I have Natalie says, wow, they're so good. I couldn't even get done. I just had to stop with what I was busy with because I didn't want to miss a note. Johanna says, yes, they're so talented and young. Great performance. I enjoyed it. Joan also echoing beautiful things, saying, good morning. I'm so glad to see we still have our youth performing such amazing music. It was awesome. Thanks to all of our dedicated teachers. Yes, everyone also going on a school holiday break. And of course, we will have more from Groote High School's jazz band on your Feel Good Breakfast show, so don't go anywhere. Make sure you stay tuned.
Oh man, we love the fact that Mandela Day presents a platform for us to turn positive thought into action. And if you're looking for a way to help South Africa come Mandela Day, then why not be a part of the 27 Suitcases campaign with one of our partners, Travel Start. From now up until the 18th of July, Travel Start are going to be collecting clothes, toiletries, non-perishable food, and of course, children's toys for those in need.
Yeah, man, I think it's such a brilliant way to give back. Now, these items will fill 27 suitcases and be sent to 27 charities across the country. Now, for drop-off details, please visit the Travel Start blog, and you can also enjoy a cup of coffee if you drop off at the Travel Start head office in Cape Town. Yeah, it could be a nice morning out.
We want them to run out of coffee today. Run out.
So let's go out and make a difference in someone's life with Africa's leading online travel agency, of course, Travel Start.
Well, SA Agala's ship, the second, has docked in Cape Town. We'll bring you all of that, as well as after the break. Don't go anywhere. We're going to play our game of Expresso Rewind, where we test the guys' knowledge on how well they paid attention during this week. So don't go anywhere. We'll see you after this very quick break.
Struggle with commitment? Before trying anywhere else, book on Travel Start. We will turn your guilt trips into good trips. Book flights from 499 Rand, only on travelstart.co.za.
Kangela, da Sondala, la Lisicha, Lisiti, Lisa Lipile, Kilo, Emnandeloin Kalo, David Liswe, Kuelon Kalo, Da Kangela, da Sondala, la Lisicha, Lisiti, Lisa Lipile, Kilo, Emnandeloin Kalo, Wayembete, Nengubo esim tobe, Wayembete, Ingubo esim bomu. Oh, la Lisiti, Elisa Lipile, Kilo, Emnandeloin Kalo.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back, you beautiful people. Thank you so much for joining us. It's a Fri-Yay. So it's an opportunity for us to test our knowledge. How much were the boys concentrating this week? I always dread this.
I'm sorry,
It's time.
man. I'm sorry.
Dude, I know.
I'm just saying
We've
it
had such a
already.
bromance this week.
sorry.
It's going to be tough going head to head. But it's time for Expresso Rewind.
That's right. It's time for Expresso Rewind. So I've got questions here. You guys are not allowed to look at it. You have your sounds that you want to make.
Bing, pa.
Okay, cool.
You popping
Once
as well.
I hear the correct sound, or whoever sounded, they get to answer first. Are you guys ready?
All right.
You're not allowed to look at the tablet, but the
Okay.
first question is, what DIY project did I make this week?
Bing.
Pa.
Sounded like you in first.
A chic coffee table.
Oh, I like that you
I'm
even
glad
included
that
chic.
you said chic, dude.
It was just a coffee table, but
It
I feel
was
like he
chic.
deserves an extra point for that.
I'll concede 1.5. because it was chic.
One and a
It was
half.
very
One and a
okay,
half.
okay.
Okay, cool. Second question. What is Snen Dladla and Nick Rabinovich's new show called?
Bing. Oh, that was you, man.
I hear Graham.
Well, there was a bit of a debate.
You
It's
gotta be
either-
careful now.
We thought it was I Chameleon, but it's actually E Chameleon.
Chameleon is
Okay.
correct.
Okay.
Cool. Next one. In a recent wildlife encounter, a hippo drowned what other animal?
Bing. No.
Okay, it did go together. I feel like your sound
It
is
did.
slowing you down.
It did.
Go, Graham.
It did.
It was a rhinoceros.
Without a horn. The poor
Okay.
thing.
Well, a rhino's good, but you can't get that half a point, but you get
Why?
the point. So
He
it's
was
2, 1 and a
listening. You
half.
listened,
I
man.
was
You cared.
listening. I do
cared.
care.
Next question. This is the one you guys are going to know. Wade van Niekerk broke the world record for which distance this week? Sound like you in first as much as it's going to kill Graham.
The lesser run 300 meter.
Yeah, the lesser spot at 300 meters.
300 meters. 300 meters.
And he broke Michael Johnson's 17-year-old record that was set in
You get
Pretoria.
half a point for that. I think it's equal today. But listen, of course, we have one for you at home. Make sure you head on over to our social media. We have a question for you to answer at home as well. You guys like that?
Yeah, that was
Yeah,
cool,
man. Yeah, man. Absolutely.
Okay, well, listen, there's no doubt that we are living in a digital age, and every time you blink, there there's new innovation and gadget out there. But this is a biggie. Samsung have just introduced us to their new QLED TV, which is the first of its kind to achieve 100% color volume. Now this means your movie experience is going to be more true to life than ever before.
Almost 70 years ago, the world was given the first television in 1927. Up until the 50s, television screens only displayed visuals in black and white. Color picture arrived in the 60s, and by the 90s, display boomed. Now in 2017, Samsung brings the next television display innovation, the QLED TV.
When we go into a shopping centre and we're looking for a brand new TV, we see the panels up on the wall and we kind of see, well, which one's the brightest, which one's the sharpest, which one gives us that rich, authentic feeling of colour. And that's what our QLED TV does for you right now. So the core technology behind that is what we call quantum dots. The way I think about it is if you take like a diamond and you were to shine a white light through it, it breaks it up into the spectrum of colours. And that's effectively what a quantum dot does.
Quantum dot technology turns light into colour, which means pure bright lights create the perfect colour. This allows for greater detail in dark scenes and more vivid display.
So it's not only about visual beauty, it's also about that immersive experience when we consume our content. But sometimes what can get in the way of that is when I can see my reflection in the TV. How does this new TV deal with that?
Most TV panels out there in the market send the light signal to you in a single direction, and that permits some glare outside of that line of sight, particularly when you're viewing the TV from a slightly different angle as opposed to dead set. What quantum dot does is the way it distributes the light is actually at a wide angle. So irrespective of your proximity to the TV or your angle to the TV, you're still being delivered almost that perfect picture quality, that perfect 100% stream of light to your eye. And therefore that dramatically reduces the glare.
New display technology means the luminance level ranges as well as color ranges have expanded dramatically, resulting in images that are more true to life.
So we know that it looks absolutely stunning, but what are the other features I can look forward to?
I think the first thing that you're going to notice is the design of the product. It is beautiful. It is a piece of visual art. It is particularly if we're looking to warm out the unit. We now have an almost perfect, seamless, flush mounting environment. So the bracket doesn't stand out from the wall. The second part that's fantastic about it is our One Connect environment. So we have a single fiber cable that is connected, so you don't have to have multiple cords running from your DVD player or Blu-ray player, your sound box and everything like that. We have one single connection to the TV. It just keeps the TV being the centerpiece as opposed to all the little wires flowing down from the device.
No more rummaging between different controllers for the entertainment system. This TV comes with a very handy feature called the Smart Remote. It delivers a unified experience by managing devices using a single remote. And the experience can be extended onto mobile devices using the Samsung Smart Hub.
So this seems like a must-have when it comes to entertainment, but what are the other draw cards when it comes to design?
Firstly, obviously the richness of the color when that's on, but secondly, the display screen environment. We've taken away the bezel, that little trim around the edges. It is almost end-to-end, the picture quality. So, when you're looking at it on your wall, it literally looks like it's a painting sitting there. On top of that, as I mentioned to you, it's got a no-gap environment if we mount it, or we have what we call our gravity stand for when you're displaying it on a cabinet, and that allows the TV to be swiveled, to be positioned in an environment and in a direction that best suits your lounge setup.
This is a TV that caters to the consumer's lifestyle and offers freedom and flexibility thanks to truly efficient technology and great innovation.
Phew. It is difficult to tear my eyes away from such a vibrant display. I think it's clear to say the future of TV is here, and boy, is it colorful.
At Samsung, we develop technology so you can live life. Samsung, a way of life.
Awesome stuff, eh? Technology to the max. I love it. As we went into that story, Graham goes, he's so excited about this. He's like, listen, this TV is better than real life. Okay?
Oh, wow. That's awesome.
Awesome stuff. Anyways, right on to something quite unique as well to South Africa. Now, South Africa has long been the gateway to Antarctica, and explorers and researchers all set sail from Cape Town to reach the iced-up continent, and this unique position has also lent itself to South Africa doing incredible research of its own.
That's incredible. Now, from the 1970s, the Gullis was the ship that carried equipment, supplies, and people to Antarctica, and it was retired in 2012. Well, its successor, the SA Gullis 2, has been making waves in helping African scientists carry out valuable research, and it recently paid a visit to the mother city.
The SA Gullis 2 is an ice-breaking polar supply and research ship, and her primary objective is to carry out scientific research and supply South African research stations in the Antarctic.
The characteristics that sets her apart from her predecessor is that she's more powerful in terms of the engine power, and also she's built more for passenger class and also more for a tanker specification. So she's a multi-purpose vessel even in the design. The bow design is also for sliding above the ice and then break it with the weight. And she's twice the weight of the older Gullis.
The ship was designed to support institutions and scientists doing physics, chemistry, ocean and climate research in the Antarctic and sub-Antarctic islands, and is kitted out with all the scientific equipment the researchers would need.
The studies on the ship really begin as the ship leaves the port. We have scientists that join the ship, and their work starts immediately as the ship leaves. The ship has a wide range of sensors that measure a range of ocean aspects as the ship is moving. But also the ship stops at stations, scientific stations as they are known. We then put instruments into the water to great depths, over 1,000 meters. We take water samples, measurements of temperature, salinity, and the ship really continues working as it leaves the port. Once it gets to Antarctica, the land-based scientific crews then take over. While they are busy on their work for a few weeks, the ship then leaves the island or the Antarctic base and then moves around, and more samples are taken. So we try not to waste any time of the ship because it's a huge ship and a wonderful resource.
A small community of microbiologists, oceanographers and related scientists, most of whom are South African, are leading the way in gaining insight into the marine environments around our country, and they're advancing Africa's place in science research globally.
I'm an offshore benthic ecologist, and basically my work involves mapping or characterizing the seabed. And I work in depths deeper than 30 meters, and I look at the critters there, so the small creatures, and I try and make sense of the distribution, how abundant they are, and also look at physical parameters within the areas. So the most exciting thing about being on board with scientists is that we speak the same language, but in different tones. So you get to bounce off your ideas, different people, different age groups, different backgrounds, and you get some sort of insight on the broader side of science, and which I also find very exciting.
The Department of Environmental Affairs hosted an open day while the Gullis 2 was docked in the V&A waterfront in Cape Town, allowing the public to explore this amazing ship.
Yes, I would like to work on a ship and I would like to be a biker.
Ek sal graag op dit wil werk en ek sou 'n biologist wil wees.
Yes, I would like to work on a ship one day and I would like to be a cook because I would like to feed some of the people that are full of hunger.
Ek sal 'n scientist op die skip wil wees.
The Gullis 2 is destined to continue its mission for decades, so it will need future crew and scientists to build on the good work being done now. And this can be achieved either via maritime studies or a branch of marine science.
The world is your oyster. Explore. Science is about getting in touch with that younger being. It's about finding answers to questions that are usually asked that you don't really pay attention to. But science, I mean, it begins the minute you open your eyes. So don't be afraid to explore.
Out in the Atlantic Ocean, men and women are quietly doing important work, and we can all be proud of the achievements of South Africa's remarkable ship of science.
Oh, exciting stuff.
So cool,
indeed,
man,
yeah. Well, listen, we're going to take a quick break on your Feel Good Breakfast show. We have professional shopper Cara Fox with us in studio. It's all about finding the right colors for your complexion.
I heard a little tinge of jealousy there. Professional shopper.
I
Come
know.
on, man.
How cool
what
is
a
that?
job, what a job. And also with a pretty cool job, JP Sebastian is back. We're going to discuss the latest movie news. Could Michelle Rodriguez be leaving the Fast and the Furious franchise?
Say it isn't so.
Oh, we'll find out after the break.
Lena. Okay, wait. So, Demisa, Lena, Eden.
Yeah.
Kim.
Zoe.
Zoe.
It's okay. It's okay.
It's my Feel Good Breakfast Show.
Welcome back to your Feel Good Breakfast Show, and it is Friday, which means it's time for us to turn the spotlight onto some fashion. And when it comes to color, it can be quite complex. So when it comes to dressing for your complexion, things can become even trickier. Well, don't stress, because on this week's How To Fashion Guide, we sort through the do's and don'ts when it comes to fashion and your skin type. And here to help us maneuver the color wheel and to keep you looking your best, we have our professional shopper, Cara Fox, with us in studio. I just love the fact that you're a professional shopper.
So do I, Zoe. People envy me, and I don't envy anyone. I love it. It's
Well,
great.
you know what? When I think of color complexions, like I generally wear the colors people compliment me most on.
Yes.
But are there like set procedures and do's, like rules when it comes to choosing the right color for your skin?
Well, it's interesting because you're probably instinctively choosing the colors that look great on you. But if you want a hard and fast rule, the best thing to do is to take a plain white piece of paper out of your printer, hold it up against your skin, and you'll actually be able to tell then if you've got a slight blue undertone or a slight golden undertone. And depending on that, you'll then know which part of the color spectrum will suit you best.
Okay.
Some people battle with it a little bit. Those people have got a neutral complexion. And what they should do is stick to the middle of the spectrum. I've actually got a neutral complexion, so it's neither golden nor bluish.
Okay.
So
is that what they would call a warm skin tone, a cold
exactly.
skin
So
tone?
golden skin tone is your warm skin
yes.
tones, and then your icy, cool skin tones have that slight blue undertone.
Okay, so before we get to our models that we have here today
beautiful.
to play around and actually be a little bit practical,
Yeah.
how can we incorporate the current color trends into our wardrobe?
What we're seeing a lot of in retail at the moment, South Africa is kind of one season just behind the rest of the world, you know, with they've got summer, we've got winter. So for our winter, you're seeing a lot of rich burgundies, moss green, deep teal, those kind of colors, which they're kind of a more muted color, which is quite useful because they're in the middle of the spectrum.
Okay.
So a lot of people can actually wear them.
Can enjoy them. Cool.
Absolutely.
So now we have our gorgeous ladies here today. How would you match the color tones? Because I mean, we've got Dumisa is completely different from Lena, and Lena's completely different from Eden.
Just as an aside, it doesn't matter which ethnic group you come from in the world. It depends on the tone under your skin.
Yes.
So you could be, you know, of an ethnic descent where your brother has got a bluish undertone and you have got a warmer undertone.
Okay.
That's not what we're talking about. So we did a quick check before, and Dumisa's actually got a beautiful icy skin tone, so she can get away with those wintry colors. She can wear stark white and stark black, and really they pop. And what looks really good on an icy skin tone is sparkly jewelry. So you can get away with lovely diamonds and things like that, and your bright golds and things like that. And then what I noticed with Lena and Eden is they've actually both got the warm undertones, which means that you'll be wearing those much warmer, rich colors. If you're going to be wearing jewelry, try not to let it be too sparkly. If you're wearing a gold necklace, for example, a little bit matte will actually bring out your shine better.
Oh, exciting things.
Yeah.
And then, now, in terms of the color, the clothing you have on that rail, so when you say cold undertones, which now is Dumisa, you said she has the icier tone.
Some of the icier
which colors
tones
on that rail suits Dumisa?
So icy, I mean, we wouldn't necessarily associate red with ice, but it's that richness of color. So there's a definite coolness of color here, and so this against this bluish undertone, it just gives it that extra pop. And then for the more warmer skin tones, see how this very, very light mint, sort of sage green, actually the skin just, they complement each other so nicely. Yeah.
Okay.
What I really love, and you can probably notice the scarf is my trademark accessory, is what I love in scarves is that you can get a whole lot of different colors within that.
Yeah.
And that's a nice way to trick, if you can't necessarily wear something because it's not your warmth or your coolness, you can actually get away with just having some of those colors. And also a nice thing to do is to tie a scarf onto your handbag. So you can wear a color block, all black and white outfit or an all red outfit or whatever, and then you can have your handbag with this fabulous pop of color on your scarf.
Just to add something different. I love that, how also you can dress for your personality.
Yes.
So ladies, I hope you took away some of these interesting facts that I knew, because I only used to wear colors that literally people would compliment me on. So reds tend to be one of them. So if I wear red, people are like, ooh, that's so your color. But now I know also my skin undertone plays a big role in that.
Absolutely.
Well, Cara, thank you so much for joining us this morning.
Absolute pleasure.
For our
Thank you.
Friday fashion fix. And you know, that's how simple it is when art and science comes together beautifully. And that's all thanks to our professional shopper, Vogue Fox, for at least sharing with us our color complexion journey. Now, if you'd like to learn even more about dressing for your skin tone and even your personality, go check out our website. That's expressoshow.com for more helpful tidbits. Now, that's for your how-to fashion guide, easy, accessible, and oh so stylish.
Oh, so stylish indeed, and definitely getting his colour blocking right this morning. JP Sebastian is here to get us into the mood for a Friday film. Yes, we're going to head back into the box office for some movie news now. And it seems like the Han Solo movie project, I'm going to call it, is headed for a galactic disaster. Bad news surfacing there, but let's first start with even worse news that Letty is threatening to pump the brakes on the Fast and the Furious franchise. Good morning, sir.
Good morning, sir.
Looking very officially as his official cardigan on.
Yeah, it's like I'm delivering terrible news to the world.
Dude, what's going on? Michelle Rodriguez, she is the Fast and the Furious.
Yeah, she's, I suppose, the other half, you might say. So what was interesting is that, so like you said, Letty, she recently posted on her Instagram account that she's, had a good time and she's really enjoyed the time that she spent making these movies and whatnot. And then said, however, if they don't show enough love to the women of the cast, then she has to cut ties.
But now Charlize Theron got a lot of love
in
that last
Cypher, the antagonist. So there are a lot of people saying that. So what are we, really talking about as far as representation? And that's not a conversation that I think two guys need to have.
Yeah, no, completely.
But
I
hear
like
like
she's saying.
the depth and the breadth of the characters, not just the amount of time they get, but like what kind of characters are you portraying? A lot of these female characters, you might say, are just sort of instrumental to the person at the center, who is a man. And there's no reason why someone who couldn't have like a background story themselves. The Rock and Jason Statham are getting their own spin-off movie from this.
Yeah. Well, it's poised. It's certainly poised to do that, and there's no reason why she can't take a lead. Maybe she's just fishing for the
and everyone else, who's a woman in this cast. But to be fair, like we agree, I'm sure. They actually do a better job of representation than most pictures these days anyway.
Then we have to broach it. I'm a massive Star Wars fan right from the beginning of the ethos. It's not even a film culture, it's an ethos. We live our life by this. And the lightsaber's just gone, it's powered down. What is going on in Lucasfilm? What is happening with the new Han Solo movie?
I think they pulls for that lightsaber. So the Han Solo movie is in gemors, which means a mess to the folks who don't understand that overseas. Alden Ehrenreich is the young man lined up. He's 27 to play Han Solo in the young Han Solo story, which, as you were putting across, is untitled at this point. Oh, by the way, I've just interspersed pictures of Han Solo looking deeply concerned in this video montage. Because Lucasfilm have said, in their own words, they're not entirely satisfied with the performance of Alden Ehrenreich in the lead.
No, he's a young actor, yes, we know this, but he certainly he's proven his chops before. You mentioned the directors. What are these two doing directing a Star Wars movie is what I'm asking.
The two gentlemen who you just saw, that's Phil Lord and Chris Miller, who you might better know from the Lego movie and also 21 Jump Street. So Graham's
you see what I'm saying? Star Wars Lego movie. I don't see
heavily
the correlation.
stylized guys, right? Like they have their own way of doing things, and this is where there was a culture clash, you could say, between Lucasfilm, Lawrence Kasdan, who's been the writer since basically day one, and Chris Lord and Phil Lord and Chris Miller, who have now been fired and are being replaced by Ron Howard, who I showed you a bit earlier. So movie might be delayed. They're going to be rewrites, reshoots. They got a new editor in, so that means it's damage control at this point.
But as you've said, I suppose a lot of this same sort of chatter was there around Rogue One, and that came out just fine.
They did reshoots
so
too.
I won't be Han Solo in Carbon Freeze just yet. We'll put that one on ice for now. But JP Sebastian, thank you so much. I know he's racing out here to go and watch Despicable Me 3. I hope you're going to go enjoy whatever movie you have lined up for the weekend. But that's our latest news coming out of Tinseltown.
Best entertainment at new Metro cinemas. It's your scene.
Definitely a great lineup you can expect at the cinemas this weekend, But right now, though, a chance for you to do some real good. Go about and fill up a suitcase and help improve someone's life. And that is exactly what you can do as part of Travel Star's 27 Suitcases campaign. Now, from now up until the 18th of July, Travel Star is collecting clothes, toiletries, non-perishable foods, and children's toys as well.
Now, what they will do is they will fill 27 suitcases, and those will be sent to 27 charities across South Africa on Mandela Day. So you can drop off your donations at the Travel Start head office in Cape Town and get a free cup of coffee. Or you can visit Travel Start's blog for details of all the different drop-off points that they have across the country.
So we're going to take a very quick ad break. The gorgeous young Jodie has stepped in to join the lads from Groote High School. They're going to bring us another unbelievable jazz performance after the break. Then we are on Vogue and on time for our Friday fashion fix. We'll see you in a sec.
Only you can make my day.
Saving on travel is quick and easy with TravelStart. When you book any flight at travelstart.co.za, you will receive a voucher for 50% off your next 2 Uber rides to or from the airport. Simply enter the voucher code in the Uber app when you book your ride at your convenience. It's just another amazing way to enjoy hassle-free, budget-friendly travel when you have TravelStart to take you all the way for half the price with Uber.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
This is your Feel Good Breakfast Show Expresso only on SABC3. Hope you're enjoying your time with us this morning. Thank you for tuning in and spending your Friday with us. Right now, let's quickly catch up with the international celebs and see what they have.
Do you see how excited I am?
What's going on?
Jason Statham's had a baby.
Well,
Statham's had a baby.
Is it Statham? Well, listen, with that, congratulations are in order for Rosie Huntington-Whiteley and Jason Statham, who welcomed their first child into the world. Now, the couple who met on the set of the Transformers back in 2011, they took to Instagram in February to announce that they were expecting, and now they've taken to the platform again to announce the birth of their son, Jack Oscar Statham.
Yeah.
How do you feel about
What
that?
a name.
I've
What a
started
name.
an international trend.
Oh, well, congratulations to the beautiful couple on the arrival of their little baby boy. Well, listen, now we're turning to a little bit of drama because we can easily say, move over Katy Perry and Taylor Swift. There seems to be a new catfight in town. Now, according to reports, Naomi Campbell is livid after seeing pictures of Rihanna, which we spoke about yesterday, making out with, now this is Naomi's ex-boyfriend, billionaire Hassan Jamil. Now, the supermodel is reportedly not impressed with her former friend Riri and has been reported to say that she thinks their hookup will fizzle out quickly. Now, on the contrary, stories of Riri and Hassan's newfound love have been dominating headlines right now, with critics also thinking that the superstar might actually be quite serious about Hassan.
They always say that. They always say that. Yeah,
Okay,
come on.
but yeah,
I just don't think that you can't stake claim to someone you had a fling with. Like, it's done, it's over, move on. That's my thought.
Yes.
but they're friends, or they were friends.
How close of a friends were they really?
I don't know. I'm just saying. I don't know. They seem to be in a lot of pictures
I just don't think you
together.
should stake claim.
Well,
If it's over, it's
Hassan is
over.
certainly living his best life. Let's just say that, man. Oh, that's a wrap up of our international entertainment news for this morning. Now let's bring it back home for another inspirational performance. We know that the National Youth Jazz Festival is a brilliant opportunity for young musicians to hone their craft through clinics and masterclasses. And we're going to get a masterclass right now from the Groote High School Jazz Band, who have been truly amazing. This morning, now they are going to perform in Tilo. Enjoy.
city. Elizabeth Pile, kilo, kilo, and not like your love.
Love you guys. Jody, you make a welcome addition to the Gents Band. Jonah, that was absolutely amazing. Thank you so much, guys. You can let us know, and it being the end of Youth Month, I'd love to hear from young musicians on our social media platforms. What did you think of that performance from the Groote High School Jazz Band?
Well, it's Friday, which means it's time for your weekly dose of fashion fix in vogue and on time. Now, we've got our style squad in the house to discuss the need to know in fashion news, trending both locally and internationally. Now, to a big welcome to our in-house editor, Mr. Nick Strelitz. And then we also have fashion director Kelly Fung and content creator Seth, Shezi. Good morning, guys.
Fashion fix.
Yes, it is fashion fix. Well, listen, I'm super excited for this.
Yeah.
Now, Nick, to start everyone off, it's still Friday morning, but what should everyone know about the fashion news internationally?
International fashion news is all about gender fluidity. It's a mouthful, I know.
It is.
It's men wearing women's clothes, women wearing men's clothes.
Like the boyfriend jeans.
The boyfriend jean, women's undergarments, which I have on, I know. And I feel so confident. No, that's pushing the boundaries.
That's pushing
but
it.
it's a new story. We're seeing it in London, Paris, and Milan in the past 3 weeks. You can see here. Designers are pushing the boundaries, the gender boundaries here. So we've got Alexander McQueen here doing tunics for men. It's blouses by Gucci. It's not just about outrageous fashion anymore. It's about wearable fashion that men can use. Tom Brown here again. And then we're going to see a bit of Vivienne Westwood. Look at her.
I don't know how I feel
go.
about that.
And then she nailed it.
See, that's why.
But look at this recovery. She is twerking it down that runway.
Oh, wow.
Showing that men can twerk. But again, we're seeing it across the runways. Crop tops, blouses. It's not just about outrageous skirts and dresses. The gender boundaries are being completely blown up. We saw it in headlines across the world as well. We're seeing everywhere from the Philippines to the UK to America shouting genderless fashion as this next big entity in fashion.
Okay.
It just goes to show that you can wear whatever you want. It's a blank canvas for fashion. People can experiment with their identity more now.
I love that, you know, that it's a blank canvas. Now, Seth, let's bring it back closer to home. What's the news in local fashion?
Well, interestingly enough, this week, what's the hottest news in local fashion is actually without any clothes. So I'm talking about the Marie Claire naked issue. So I don't know if anyone has seen it yet. Basically, they approached 19 local personalities to actually drop their kit for a good cause. And we have people like, Nicholas Kurtz, who's a designer, and we've got Lukayum Dingi. And for the cover, they've used Nomzam, who's actually, for me to see like an international title like Marie Claire using a local person for a cover, I think is a really, really great thing.
That's wonderful.
And yeah, it's also for a good cause.
The naked issue always opens a lot of conversations, which needs to be had. And I know each of these individual celebs support their charities through this.
Yep.
Absolutely incredible. Yes, loving those images.
And I think also allowing everyone to choose sort of like their charity, I didn't think made people to, invest a little bit more in what was actually happening.
There you are.
Tell me
Seth.
There we go.
Why is it blacked out?
You have to buy the issue. It's a very affair. If you haven't seen it, you're missing out.
Okay, well listen, I can imagine this is definitely trending. But Kelly, what else is trending?
Can you believe that we are taking a fashion nerd out of Wesley Snipes' book?
What?
No, I refuse.
The glasses are everywhere, all over Instagram, all over the runways, and on very big name celebrities like Rihanna.
But she can wear anything.
She can, but look how amazing she looks. So it's this kind of robotic, futuristic matrix kind of shape, but also a bit of a throwback to the 90s and like a bit of a weird small, so basically goodbye big glasses. Small glasses worn just right here at the end of your nose.
But I quite like the big glasses, so this is going to be quite a change.
This is going to be a complete flip around, exactly.
It's all like 80s and 90s fashion is coming back the last, few months even, or a few years.
This is Bella. She's rocking the square.
Yes, I know Kendall Jenner has been loving the small ones, but absolutely incredible. Look.
So if you can't carry off the square, go retro and go kind of like the Kurt Cobain shape like Ricky Rick does. So depending on your face shape, retro small is in.
Exciting things. Well, listen, ladies and gentlemen, it's the Fashion Fix. Don't go anywhere, because this is where we chat about the most topical and fashion news stories for the week. And now that we are fully informed, stay close, because we're going to switch things up with our Style Squad review. So when we get back, we'll play a game of Fab or Fail as we run through the best and the worst of this week's celebrity fashion. That's all taking place just after the break.
Kickstart your wellness journey with Expresso, as Biogen is giving away an exciting wellness hamper every week, filled with products that will help you to live a holistically healthy life. To win, SMS the word Biogen to 33728. Plus, every time you enter, you'll receive a free entry into the grand prize draw, where one viewer will stand a chance to win Dis-Chem shopping vouchers for a year worth 12,000 Rand. Be your best with Biogen.
Welcome back, and yes, you're just in time for the fashion fix on Expresso this Friday morning. So now that we have our grip on the week's fashion news, we got that from our panel just before the break, let's get into the gossip with our favorite pastime. It is fab or fail. Now we have Nick, Kelly and Seth on the couch. They have their little paddles and they're ready to give us our judgment on the fashion news using their emoji paddles. And this morning, we're focusing on the BET Awards that took place not too long ago. So are you guys ready?
Yeah, ready.
Okay, so first person, let's get our first picture up. Okay. It is the model and video vixen, Black China. Yay or nay? Ooh,
fab.
Okay. Nick, why is it fab?
I mean, hair on point, makeup on point. I hope she waxed, but I can't really tell. But yes, looks great.
Okay, but Kelly, you say no?
You don't always have to be showing so much skin to have a shock factor.
And Seth?
I think there's something about it that's a little bit tacky.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's a unanimous no. Okay, no. Let's move on. Next person, Leslie Jones, the night's hostess. Yay, nay? No from Seth. Yay from Nick.
Yeah.
Kelly? Yay. Oh, so it's a unanimous yes.
Unanimous.
Okay.
I love the color. One small weird thing, her boobs look really close to her neck. I have a boob neck phobia. But other than that, fab.
But you like it, fab.
Yeah.
Cool. Kaylee, you think fab?
Really, really flattering on her figure. Yeah.
Beautiful colour as well. We just did colour complexion, so I will agree with you on a fab. Seth?
My only issue is like the panel thing here. It's just weird and it's not really her flesh colour. So I think she should have not had that, but it's a great colour.
Okay,
but I
so
hate
I think
that.
that's a unanimous fab based on yours. Yes. Okay, cool. Next one, we have our very own Nomzamo Mbata.
Amazing. Yeah, I like it's so nice to see South
show
African
me your paddles.
representation.
What is it? Love. It is absolutely fab. Unanimous fab.
Yeah. Amazing beadwork. Nice to see a South African fashion represented in California and Hollywood on a big stage.
Yes. Okay, cool.
And I mean, she looks amazing in and out of clothes. We just saw her in America naked. So yeah,
very,
she looks
very
amazing.
sneaky there, Seth. Okay, should we see what you think of Queen of Hip Hop for a little while? Little Kim. She looks different. Little Kim.
Understatement of the century.
Okay, let's see those paddles. It is you, the opposite to everyone. So it's a unanimous no, but Seth, why?
This is Lil' Kim. We're not expecting anything more. So I mean, yeah.
Is it Lil' Kim? How can you tell by her face?
It's Lil' Kim like 2017. Like she'll change every year, but this is fine for her. Okay. Anyone else would look horrible, but it's Lil' Kim.
Kelly, you think it's a fail?
I do think it's a fail. I don't know if I've ever seen her with a fab.
Okay, have you never seen her with a fab? Okay, can we do one more? Yeah. Singer and actor Tyrese? Okay, they say no. They say no. Okay, well that was it for
he actually looked really amazing.
Did he?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Next week we will pick up on our fab or fail right here on Expresso on your Friday mornings. Big thank you to our panel for giving their judgment.
Kom ons kyk vanaf vir 'n laaste keer na jou nuushooftrekke op jou Vrydagoggend. In die nasionale nuus vanoggend, meer as 250.000 hoenders is reeds deur die Departement van Landbou, Visserye en Boshou van kant gemaak in 'n poging om die verspreiding van voëlgriep te stuit. Maar Suid-Afrika sal nie sy hoenders teen die siekte inent nie. Die departement se strategie in reaksie op die verspreiding van die siekte uit Zimbabwe na Suid-Afrika is gister op 'n inligtingssessie deur die betrokke minister Sinzeni Zokwana uiteengesit. Hy het gesê plase wat geraak is onder kwarantyne geplaas. Hoenders wat die siekte het, is van kant gemaak en hulle eiers is vernietig. Dan 'n staking deur forensiese patologie beamptes kom nou ook in 4 lijkhuise in die Wes-Kaap voor, terwyl 123 gesinne wag op lijkskouings van die betrokke laboratoria. Die vermelde beamptes het vroeër van dese week begin staak. Hulle voer aan dat daarvan hulle verwag word om take uit te voer wat nie in hulle kontrakte uitgestippel is nie. Ondertussen het die Departement van Gesondheid die Gesondheidsombudsman Professor Malagapuru Makgoba versoek om beweringe te ondersoek dat onopgeleide beamptes reeds sedert 2006 lijkskouings uitvoer. In jou internasionale nuus vanoggend, die Withuis het nuwe kriteria vir visumapplikante uit 6 oorwegende moslimlande van alle vlugtelinge opgestel wat vereis dat hulle nabye familie of 'n sakeverbintenis in die VSA moet hê. Die nuwe reëls wat gister van krag geword het, sal mense raak wat uit Iran, Libië, Sirië, Somalië, Sudan en Jemen afkomstig is. Die reëls is vroeër van dese week uitgereik, kort nadat die Hooggeregshof in die VSA president Donald Trump se reisverbod gedeeltelik opgehef het. En ten slotte die tesourier van die Vatikaan-kardinaal George Pell het heftig enige misdryf ontken nadat hy van seksoortredings in sy geboorteland Australië aangekla is. Hy het gister op 'n nuuskonferensie gesê die 2 jaar lange ondersoek is deur meedoenlose karaktermoord aangedryf. Hy is na Australië teruggeroep waar hy op 18 Julie voor 'n landros in Melbourne moet verskyn. Dit is waar ons jou nuusvertrekke los vir jou Vrydagoggend.
Cricket first on your Global Sports Watch, and a lot of positive chatter around the South African women's cricket team. They're in action again in the Ladies World Cup, and of course they take to the field on Sunday to face off against the West Indies in their third game of the tournament. With a win and a draw from their first 2 games, South Africa are in 4th place on the log at the moment, but only 1 point behind our tournament leaders Australia at this stage. Some other World Cup fixtures to look out for on Sunday. We've got England up against Sri Lanka, Australia on the cards against New Zealand, while India face off against Pakistan. Then after a month-long break, Super Rugby returns after the international rugby, and that's for this weekend's bumper lineup. We've got South African teams in action in 2 local derbies. The Sharks first up, they're going to look to continue their climb up the South African Conference when they face off against the Bulls in Durban. And the last Super Rugby showdown between the two saw out a 16-all draw last year. Elsewhere in Super Rugby this weekend, we've got the Cheetahs entertaining the Stormers, and the Lions, they welcome the Sunwolves, while the Kings are up against the Jaguares. Then the big one in the world of football this weekend, Germany beating Mexico by 4-1 last night to secure their place in the final of the FIFA Confederations Cup this weekend. So the match was all but over by the 60th minute as Germany went 3-0 up, and despite Mexico getting one back through a brilliant Fabian strike in the 89th minute, Germany scored once more to maintain their 3-goal winning margin. And that means they're into that final, the final of the Confederations Cup taking place this Sunday as Germany tackle Chile at the St. Petersburg Stadium. Kickoff for the game is at 8 o'clock South African time. And staying with the beautiful game on the club level, but keeping it international, Mamelodi Sundowns, they turn their attention to the CAF Champions League this weekend as they face off against Ethiopian side St. George tomorrow. And with 2 rounds remaining, Sundowns currently sitting in 2nd place in Group C on 5 points. That's just 1 place ahead of St. George on goal difference. So this is going to be a tight and a very important fixture. In our other CAF Champions League action this weekend, we've got Zanaco FC hosting Al Ahly. We've got AS Vita Club going head-to-head with Esperance, while Caps United battle Zamalek SC. That's a wrap of your global sport for this morning.
Let's quickly take a look at your traffic nice and early on your Friday morning. Starting off in Gauteng and Midrand, there's a stationary truck on the N1 southbound in the right lane before the Buccleuch interchange, and you can expect heavy delays from Old Johannesburg Road. Then over in Cape Town, Heideveldt on the N7 Jakes Gerwel Drive northbound, there's also a stationary truck in the centre lane at Gunner Circle. You can experience heavy traffic from Klipfontein Road. That's a wrap of your traffic for your Friday morning. If you're still heading out on the roads, please drive with care.
Well, let's take one final look at what you can expect in your temperatures heading into the weekend. In Cape Town, you can also expect a 55% chance of much needed rain. Elsewhere, you can expect cool starts to the morning. We start off in Polokwane, expect a low of 5 and a high of 20. Mbombela 9.25, Pretoria 6 met 'n maximum van 20. Johannesburg 4.19, Mahikeng 8.22, Klerksdorp 7.23, Kimberley 9 met 'n maximum van 24. Bloemfontein 5.20, Richards Bay 14.26, Pietermaritzburg 7 en styg na 27. Durban 16.23, Mthatha 6.28, East London 14 with a high of 26. Cradock 5.22, Port Elizabeth 11.21, George 8.18, Sutherland starting off a cool -1, reaching a high of 13, Cape Town 7.15 with a 55% chance of rain, Worcester 4.17, Springbok 4.16, and in Uppington expect a low of 5 with a high of 28 degrees Celsius. That's where we leave your weather on your Feel Good Breakfast Show.
I'm heading to Zanzibar, the Kingdom of Bhutan, in Mauritius,
Angola. I always go back to Italy and Cape Town, of course.
Well, definitely hoping for some rain in the mother city on this Friday. But let's quickly log into social media. A little bit early on this morning, we played our very exciting game of Expresso Rewind, see what happened throughout the course of the week. There was a question for you guys out on social media. There's a picture of her, Alexis Moraes. She is a phenomenal jazz singing sensation. And we asked you, how old is Alexis? And the correct answer is 16. And it looks like most of you guys got it right. Sipasihle there, 16 years old. Ntabeleng got it. Says, Aish, still thinking. But yeah, it is 16. Johanna got it right. Teresa Spinner's got it right. Georgina got it right. Veronica got it right. Gandia, you got it right as well. Elizabeth got it right. And Linda Kukle got it right as well. She is indeed 16, and what a phenomenal talent. She really kicked off this week on a real feel-good note. But continue connecting with us on social media. Remember that hashtag Expresso Show.
So now it's the end of the month. We certainly empathize with those of you who are waiting for your salaries to drop, and we celebrate with those of you who are now rolling in the dough. But of course, the end of the month does have its pressures. So we thought we'd get into some saving tips, and we've had some brilliant entries coming through online. It's a month of saving with Nedbank, and we've been giving you some awesome inspiration. I am absolutely loving this first tip.
I'm loving them as well. So the first one's quite cheeky. It's cheeky but smart. Says, and I'm sure it's well-deserved done it. So Christy Dupria, she says, I start visiting friends more around lunch or dinner times because I know they'll dish me up a plate.
Oh, you can see I'm eating my end of the month salty cracks there. Now, this next one coming from Rashan Naika. Rashan, I wish I had you in my life, dude, because this is absolutely brilliant. Says, don't go shopping when you're hungry.
Yes.
That is so clever. And after you've been paid you have paid all of your expenses, take the money that's left over and divide it by the number of days left in the month until you get paid again. And that'll be your daily spending. Then if you don't spend any money, you hand it over to the next day. That is brilliant. That is such a clever tip.
Can I tell you, I'm guilty of that shopping while you're hungry. I've always bought these little mini pancakes, and they always say it's best hot. I've never got into the microwave. I always eat them before I get to the car. Listen, this one comes through from Minnie. She says, you should have a I don't touch savings account. This can make a huge difference because even when times are hard, you know you shouldn't touch that money.
Yeah, very clever. Yeah, and then the next tip, straight and to the point. I love this. Ellen Moore saying, stick to the budget and buy in bulk. Buy in bulk.
Buy in bulk works indeed if you've got storage. This must be my favorite from Njabulo. So she says, I just place my money in a long story book because I don't open books. Hashtag hates reading.
Ironic. I love that. And then this last tip coming through from Marius Heineke says, I hide my money in pockets of jackets. I think I'm looking for, trousers and shoes that I seldom wear. How cool is it when you do find like a 100 Rand note in a jacket that you haven't worn for 2 years? Absolutely love that,
even in the back pocket of a pair of pants.
Oh, man. So we've seen some awesome tips. Thank you so much to everyone who contributed this morning. You can keep letting us know your tips. And I love all of those ideas. This is actually the same concept that I think Nedbank My Pocket account, which we've discussed here on the show, is exactly about. And we were discussing it yesterday, in fact. Basically, you open smaller saving accounts from your main account, which encourages you to split money and put it into those projects that you're working towards. So you can see the money grow, but it makes it that much more real and tangible as well, which helps you kind of save in a much more practical way.
That's right. Well, you can have dedicated saving pockets, for example, just school fees, petrol, holiday, groceries, emergencies, or anything you want. And, splitting it into little groups like this really will help you stick to your budget and will also help you to save.
Yeah, I know, because it's difficult to be disciplined, but when we become emotional, we attach it to a holiday or something like that, a pair of shoes that we want, it becomes that much more easy. So thank you so much to all of our contributors this morning. Just to take cognizance at the end of the month. Don't go blow your entire salary.
Wait for those debit orders.
Yeah, come on.
Wait for those debit orders.
I'm a dreamer. A doer. I know the hustle. I just need my money to hustle for me.
Graham, based on that month-end picture, my brother, I can see you look sad. I just want to come and give you a hug and say it's going to be okay. It's going to be okay. Listen, lots more feel-good vibes heading your way after the break. We're going to unpack African entertainment news, and just a while, we're going to take a look at the top female vocalists, and there are so many of them doing incredible work on our beautiful continent. And then back in the Expresso kitchen, the gorgeous Claire Allen joining us this morning with a gorgeous recipe as well, a salmon oat crusted herb dressing. Oh, it's going to be amazing. My mouth is watering already. Stick around. That and a whole lot more after the break.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back to your feel-good breakfast show. It's Expresso, and right now we've got entertainment reporter and founder of the YouTube channel The A1 on the line with us today to give us the lowdown on all things Pan-African entertainment. Moyen, good morning, and how are you?
I'm good. How are you doing?
You know what? I have zero complaints, but I want to jump straight into our Pan-African entertainment news.
Great.
Let's start off with Black China attending Dibanji's listening party. What's a listening party?
Well, you know what? Dibanji is having his new album come out. It's called Kingdom Come. And he had a listening party in L.A. and the likes of Black China attended the event. So a lot of people were very surprised that they even knew each other. But Dibanji actually knows Amber Rose really, really well. And we all know that Amber Rose and Black China are very good friends. So it looks like she came and she supported. And hey, it looks like our local celebrities are pulling international celebrities to their events.
That's incredible. And tell me, what's happening in Sun City?
Well, there's a movie called 10 Days in Sun City. It's a movie by AY, and it's just doing incredibly well. It was shot in Sun City, but it's such an amazing fusion of both African, West African actors and South African actors. It's beautifully shot. The likes of Mercy Johnson, Ali Baba, P Squared, and so many other Nigerian actors, but even the likes of Amanda Dupont and a lot of local South African actors were also involved in it. So I just think it's a beautiful fusion of West African meets South Africa, and it's a beautifully done movie and very, very funny. It's definitely one you should check out.
Oh, well, that's absolutely incredible, especially since there's so much to do in Sun City. But listen, we're now turning our attention to our top female vocalists in Africa. Who have you got that we need to focus on in Ghana?
Yes, in Ghana we have FY, and she's a singer, she's a songwriter, and she really, they're one of these ladies that can just really sing. She's one of them. She comes from a family that is quite creative. Her parents were filmmakers and hosts of TV shows, but she was able to break her mark purely on her voice, and she's been performing in Ghana, for quite a while, and just blowing a lot of people away with her voice. So a lot of West Africans, when it comes to music, we know the guys, but I really want us to know the ladies because they're holding it down really well.
Well, when I think, I tend to get surprised by Nigeria, but it shouldn't be a surprise anymore. Who have you got in Nigeria we need to keep an eye on?
Yes, all right. So we got Waje, and how she kind of broke out was that she did a rendition of P Square, two guys who are huge in Nigeria. She did a rendition of their song, and then she just started breaking out. A lot of people were like, who is this person? She's been able to work with huge stars like Banky W and M.I., and so she's broken out through doing kind of like covers and working and doing collaborations with other people. Again, another vocalist that can really sing, so she's one you should check out her music.
Oh, definitely, we'll check her out. And then in Kenya, who do you have over there?
Yes, in Kenya we have Della. Now, Della is well known for her Afro-pop musician, but also another lady that can belt. She can really sing. She started singing when she was 7 with a family in church, and she really kind of broke out during her university days. She, I believe, also did a cover of Adele's song, and that is one to look out for. Yeah, it's a very interesting rendition. She did it in her native language, and it's one you should definitely check out.
Oh, you know what? Not only do they have incredible talents, but they're also absolutely beautiful. Moyen,
Yes,
thank
they
you so
are.
much.
Thank you, Zoe.
That was Moyen, our Pan-African entertainment reporter. So make sure you also check out Moyen on youtube.com/the A1 TV and follow the A1 on social media. That's at the A1 TV.
All right, well, if you're going to be entertaining this weekend, you want to put something forward that you're going to be proud of. And we got just the recipe, the lovely Claire Allen joining us in the kitchen this morning on your Feel Good Friday. A salmon or oat-crusted salmon with a bit of herbs on there as well.
Absolutely.
Lovely to see you, Claire.
This is a gorgeous oven-baked dish. Salmon's so healthy, full of omega-3, all those fatty acids and everything you need from a fish. I'm going to be using my Jungle Oat bran. And I'm
This
gonna
is
make a
interesting
beautiful-
because normally you wouldn't kind of use it with fish or...
Well, what you'd normally do is
Yeah.
if you wanted to do a crust, you'd use
the
breadcrumbs.
breadcrumbs, yeah.
So this is a great alternative to breadcrumbs, high in fibre,
I
and
love
it's a
it.
little bit lighter.
Yes, yes,
so
yes.
I'm going to take my bran and I'm going to put that in my bowl.
And I mean, you keep it healthy because also low in fat and sodium, which is
Absolutely.
also amazing. It's a win-win with the salmon, which is amazing.
So I'm going to do is I'm going to add a little bit of garlic,
All right.
and then I'm going to add some thyme.
Oh, the thyme is also just such a great
I know.
flavour as well.
You can, if you want to, play with your herbs. Use what you have at home or in the garden. You can use some dill.
Okay.
Have some fun with it. I'm going to do that. And then I'm going to add a little bit of
pinch of
salt.
salt.
A pinch of salt. And some pepper. And then I'm going to add some lemon rind,
Right.
which is always important.
That's it, which obviously goes very well with fish in
Absolutely.
general. Yeah.
So that's going to give a nice little pop of flavour on that crust, which is going to go so well. And the salmon is quite an oily fish already, so you don't want to wet your crust because otherwise it's just going to get a bit soggy. You want it to be nice and crispy.
Exactly. The juice of the fish will obviously infuse with that oat bran as
So
well.
you're going to mix this all up nicely. You want to make sure your garlic gets mixed in there.
Incorporated.
Incorporated, there we go. And then we're just going to dust this over.
Jeez, that is actually very, very easy.
Exactly. Quick and easy. Make sure we have all our herbs on top there.
That's
And
it.
you're going to pop that in the oven at 180 degrees, 200 degrees for about 15 minutes. You don't want it to be cooked all the way through. You want your
Yeah.
salmon to be nice and pink in the middle.
Exactly.
While that's baking in the oven, you can also put in some potatoes if you want to, depending, or
Yeah.
sweet potatoes if you're still trying to be
Sweet
low
potatoes
carb.
is also good, but those potatoes look amazing.
They do. What we're going to do an Asian style dressing. So
Right.
in the NutriBullet, what we're going to do is add our basil.
All right. Now the keyword is jungle. SMS that to 33728 if you want to get your hands on the recipe and seriously impress family and friends this weekend. Right,
So I've
some
got
coriander.
basil, I've got some sugar, all these Asian flavors.
Yeah.
I've got fish sauce and then peanut oil. And this reminds me almost a little bit of like a pesto,
Yes, yes,
but without
yes.
the nuts and the cheese, almost like an Asian pesto. So if you can
Alright.
add some lime juice for me, please.
So we need some lime juice in there. Jeez, these guys are still fresh, eh?
So a great tip if you're having trouble with getting your lime juice out of your limes or lemons,
Yeah.
pop them in the microwave for 10 to 15 seconds.
All right.
The heat will break down the fibers and you'll be able to juice it a lot quicker.
All right, two more to go, but this really is such a nice, like I mentioned, fresh recipe as well. Try it out. Jungle is the keyword. SMS that to 33728. Man, I was going to get all the juice in
I know,
there.
you're multitasking so well.
I know, I was getting it there. Come on. Almost
A
there.
little bit of pepper and then you can pop the lid on.
Almost there, almost there. Okay, got it.
There we go.
So
There we
let's
go.
quickly whiz this up.
There we go.
Nice. All right.
Now you can always add a little bit more peanut oil if you want it to be
Yeah.
more runny dressing. Or this, like I said, it's almost like kind of looking a little bit pesto, a bit of a salsa.
There we go.
And then over here we served it with our crushed potatoes,
Oh,
our
look
salmon.
at that.
And smell that, just full of flavour.
Sure,
So
that smells
fresh.
amazing. It does have a bit of a pesto kind of vibe to it.
Now you could also add a little bit of chili if you wanted to. You want
Yes,
a little bit of
absolutely.
extra flavour.
Well, you scoop that out. The keyword is jungle. SMS that to 33728 if you want to get your hands on the recipe. But here's a quick look back at those steps one more time.
In a bowl, combine the jungle oat bran, garlic, thyme, salt, pepper and lemon rind and mix through. Place the salmon fillets into an oven dish and top with the oat mixture. Bake until cooked through. For the dressing, add basil, coriander, garlic, sugar, peanut oil, lime juice and fish sauce to a blender and blend until combined. Drizzle the dressing over the salmon and serve. For the full recipe, visit the Expresso Morning Show Facebook page or log on to expressoshow.com. You can also SMS the keyword jungle to 33728 to receive the shopping list on your phone. Click on the link provided to view the recipe. SMSs cost R1.50, no free SMSs and T's and C's apply.
And there you have it. Quick and easy. Quick and easy indeed. The keyword is jungle. SMS that to 33728. And look at that. That just screams health to me, man. And it looks tasty as well.
And it's quick and easy. It's going to take you 20 minutes to make.
Absolutely. Claire, thank you very much. Always such a gem in the kitchen here with us. Now, here's a great little competition for you guys at home. Jungle is running this photo competition around the country where you can stand a chance to win an amazing weekend away. Simply find the Jungle photo booth strategically placed in a beautiful location around the country. Take a photo and tag Jungle Oats to stand a chance to win. It's as easy as that. Now, if you're in Miller's Drift, head over to Horseback Africa. In Durban, go to Belito Beach. If you're in Pretoria, head over to Freedom Park and get photographing right away. Now, these booths will be moving around the country, so keep your eyes peeled. Remember, those T's and C's do apply, and you can find them on jungleoats.co.za. Man, this is almost good enough for breakfast, Claire. I'm just saying. I know we always make these most amazing recipes early in the morning, so naturally it's just going to become breakfast at some point.
And the nice thing is, make extra for dinner and you can have it for lunch the next day.
I like your thinking, Claire, lovely. But we got to leave you with a bit of a motivational quote. It's the end of the week, so it goes like this. Our greatest weakness lies in giving up. The most certain way to succeed is always to try just one more time.
That's
always
great.
Just try one more time. That's great.
It's a great thing to think of in the middle of the year, just before you're getting to July, end of the month.
You see a lot of people kind of like when they fail, they kind of give up, but just try one more time.
One more time.
Jungle, the natural energy champion.
Now, ahead of Mandela Day, an opportunity for you to do something really special. Africa's leading online travel agency, TravelStart, wants to make a difference in the lives of others, and you can be a part of it by joining their 27 Suitcases campaign. It's asking you to donate clothes, toiletries, non-perishable food, and children's toys from now up until the 18th of July.
That's right, because on Mandela Day, these goods will be sent to 27 charities across South Africa in 27 suitcases.
So cool.
Now, if you're in Cape Town, you can drop off your donations at the TravelStart head office and enjoy a free cup of coffee.
Nice.
But if you live elsewhere, you don't have to stress, because all of the details on how to make a donation, those are available on the TravelStart blog.
All right, well, still ahead on your Feel Good Breakfast Show on your Friday morning. We're going to take a look at a rather interesting segment. We're talking about celebs that just gets better with age. Pretty much like the whole entire Expresso crew, I'm just saying. And then a very, very feel-good one as well. The Bold and the Beautiful celebrates 30 years, and our cameras were there to capture the action.
It's my Feel Good Breakfast Show.
Welcome back to your Feel Good Breakfast Show on this Fri-Yay. Now, earlier this week, photos of Steve Carell had everyone taking a double look, because I have to say, surprisingly very sexy with that new hairdo of his. So with that being said, our roundup of some of the celebs who are literally aging quite gracefully. So we're going to take a look at some of the celebs that just get better with age.
Yeah, hopefully this will inspire you. So first up, we do have, of course, Steve Carell, who is now sporting very much a George Clooney vibe. He has gone the grey fox route.
like
The
that.
silver fox has returned. Absolutely love that. Of course, he is back in the headlines with Despicable Me 3 as the headline, so we don't get to see him in it, but I think he rocks the look.
No, he definitely rocks
Well
it.
done,
I prefer
son.
that over the black hair. Then second on our list is Pamela Anderson. Now, after she's striking, you know, we know Pamela Anderson for her blonde hair and body.
She's the original
but
blonde
yeah, she is
bombshell.
the
Yeah,
Baywatch pinup. Now, she's been, you know, getting rid of the heavy makeup and her skimpy outfits and going for a more new, natural, streamlined look. And I think she looks absolutely stunning.
Gorgeous. Yeah, man. Absolutely love that. Then, of course, another Hollywood hottie, Kris Jenner. We know as the Kardashian matriarch. She's always been classy, but thanks to designer friends, she always steps out in style. She really does have an unbelievable look, always on fleek. And I suppose it helps when you've got cameras on you for 24/7. But this photo was posted just a few days ago. Not bad.
Very
The
beautiful.
grandmother of the Kardashians.
That's
it must be
true.
said. Yeah.
That is absolutely true. Well, listen, Eminem, I feel like he's one of those guys that don't age.
Not at all,
But
yeah.
he's recently sporting a brand new beard, and we think it really, really looks well on him. There we
I
go.
wanna see the beard. I want to see the beard, man.
Let's see the beard. Do we have a pic of the beard?
Unless that's like just a soft beard. Oh, there
we
he
go.
is.
There we go. See, he's still's got that baby face. Although
That's the
he
look.
is...
He's got the look in his eyes. And then, of course, this has to be my absolute favorite because she really does not age. We have to add a supermodel to this list, and it is Cindy Crawford. Gorgeous when she was probably one of the first big supermodels back in the 90s. And she is aging beautifully. And, of course, her family is gorgeous to boot as well. But she always looks amazing, and she is... I think still the epitome of class, glamour, and what a supermodel should be.
Well, there you have it. That was our roundup of celebs just looking better with age. And someone else that never ever age, I think, has to be the stars of the soap opera, The Bold and the Beautiful. Now, it's one of the most watched TV shows in the world. One, of course, the popular soapy opera celebrates its 30th anniversary in a way that is truly bold and beautiful. Now, SABC3's Bold and the Beautiful 30th anniversary competition rewarded a fan of the show with a once-in-a-lifetime trip to Monte Carlo to be part of the celebrations.
I love The Bold and the Beautiful because it's such a glamorous lifestyle, and you see all these rich foresters and spectra designs, and there's so much to look forward to. There's always something that is happening, so it keeps me intrigued. It keeps me watching every day.
Loyal viewers of The Bold and the Beautiful would give their eye teeth just to meet the stars of their favorite show. Katie Roy from the Eastern Cape got to do so in style in the French Riviera.
Well, the show is about families, and families are something that exists all over the world. It's about love, it's about compassion, it's hopefully a ray of light in people's lives. It's about brothers and sisters and mothers and daughters and fathers and their sons, and everyone can relate to that. So that's our goal, is not to tell anything too outlandish once in a while, but mostly about families and about love. I think the show remains on the air because we're passionate about everything we do. The actors, the writers, it's like a family. We've had this wonderful consistency throughout the years with the writing staff, with my family and the family of actors.
For many fans, the Bold and the Beautiful characters certainly do start to feel like family, especially for a devoted viewer like Katie, who spent some quality time with the cast.
Mingling with the stars has made me an even bigger fan because they're so welcoming, they're so open, they're so inviting. So yes, I'm an even bigger star now because I met them personally, and it was amazing.
Oh, and she's getting kisses from Thomas.
My favorite character in The Bold and the Beautiful has to be Brooke Logan.
My name's Eric.
I'm Brooke. All these years of watching The Bold and the Beautiful, she's always been there. I've always looked up to a great actress.
The worldwide success of the show has made global stars of the current and former cast members, and Catherine Kelly Lang has appeared on the show since it first aired.
It started from day one. I think it was just the magic of everybody coming together, everybody loving their job, loving what they do, working 110%. Brad Bell writes these incredible storylines that are so much fun to play. And it's all about love and romance and relationships, and people just love to watch. It's like a guilty pleasure.
When I was first approached by Brad to come on Bold and everything, I was doing, at the time, another show. But it was very, you know, I mean, look at us. We're shooting in Monte Carlo. We're shooting in these beautiful places. I mean, how can you go wrong with that? It's just this an experience of a lifetime.
Being a part of it after something that has been established over 30 years is pretty cool. It's like, I mean, it's like being the baby of the family. You know, you get to come in and see what everybody else has created and bring your own little essence to it. It's something that I wouldn't change for anything. It's been amazing.
It wasn't as intimidating as it was exciting to join The Bold and the Beautiful, as well as the challenge of working as hard as we do in daytime. You know, shooting 8 episodes in 4 days, memorizing 20 to 90 pages of dialogue every day. It's been an honor to be a part of that Brad and everybody has trusted me with the role of Thomas Forrester, and I couldn't be more proud to be a part of it.
The show is really heavy on fan base, so what you guys want, they give it to you. What you guys don't want, they usually take it away. So I think that it's important for you guys to know that you are in control, and it's a collaborative thing. Like, we appreciate you just as much as you guys appreciate us.
Adding to the joy of the celebratory trip to Monte Carlo, The Bold and the Beautiful also picked up an international award for Best Soap Opera, making it a winning journey for all.
The entire experience, from winning the competition to being in Monte Carlo, Monaco, is absolutely stunning. The people here are so friendly, the VIP treatment, the red carpet, meeting the stars, overall experience was absolutely glamorous. I really appreciate winning this competition. It was a dream come true, so thank you so much.
SABC3 is proud to have made Katie's dream come true and to be home of the world's best soap opera. Don't miss The Bold and the Beautiful on SABC3. The stage is yours.
Ah, very, very special indeed. But right now, jumping back into the kitchen, wintertime, of course, it means soup time. But not just your boring, ordinary soup. We soup it up with exciting soup combinations to keep you warm this winter. All right, Jody Theodore in the house this morning. We're souping up some soup. We're making it less boring because soups don't need to be boring. Jody, how are you, brother?
I'm well, yourself?
Not too bad, man. Not too bad. I almost think that what is going on here, man? Chicken strips and what?
We normally have bread for your accompaniment with the soup, so we decided, okay, let's go with chicken strips. Okay. Because they're coated in breadcrumbs, so there is a crusty part to it, right?
I like that.
And also the magical ingredient that we got going with this soup is peanut butter.
What?
Yeah,
one of my favorite things.
So now we got breadcrumbs and we got peanut butter, and yeah, we're heading to a really good recipe here.
Dude,
so, okay.
I can't wait to see this come together.
Okay, so what we got going over here, we got some sauteed onions, sweet potato, garlic, ginger, and some chili. Very important.
Some chili. Okay.
You know what I mean? Chili always gives some heat during winter time when it's all cold. You know, you can add some chili. Okay, so we got that sauteing over there. We can add the rest of our ingredients. We got some coconut milk that goes in.
Man, this is
you can use coconut cream.
Decadent soup, man.
Can use coconut cream.
Okay.
We got some coriander.
All right.
Turmeric. Chickpeas.
My goodness, this is something different.
Chicken broth. Chicken broth or chicken stock. Okay, you don't have to add all of it at the same time. Just check the consistency of your soup.
All right.
Give it a stir.
Man, I love the chickpeas in there. It's going to add a nice little texture to it.
Yeah, it's going to add some good texture. Now, the beautiful part about the soup, you can either blend it up, where it's actually a smooth soup, or you can leave it like it is right now, where it's nice and chunky, so good body and good texture.
Okay.
And then our final ingredient.
This is interesting.
Okay, now you normally don't throw peanut butter in soup, but there is coconut milk in here.
Okay.
All right, so that's what the two goes beautifully together with a little bit of chili, and it makes magic.
Okay.
It makes magic in the pot. So that's the important part.
It makes magic. I love it.
Magic.
All right.
So you bring that up to the heat, get it out to boil, and then...
And that's pretty much it.
That's pretty much it.
So you kind of leave it to boil just up until everything is nice and fused and the peanut butter is nicely melted into everything.
And your chickpea is slightly soft. It's got it's got good body and texture. That's very important. And all the ingredients are good.
This was the quickest soup ever, and it's something different as well. If you want to get your hands on the recipe, the keyword is soup. SMS that to 33728. That's soup to 33728. We've got a prepared one there already. You just want to pull that one closer. And I want to see this. And then you eat it with your chicken strips.
Yeah, you eat it with the chicken strips. So what you do is this.
Okay. Let's check this out. Man, oh man, I see a nice little... And look at the color of the soup, eh?
You got a good, got some good color, some nice golden color. You can see it's quite hearty, and you got some nice chili in there, so you get the red of the chili popping through. You got the sweet potato, oops.
And you can smell that coconut kind of flavor.
That's from and that peanut butter, can you get that as well?
Peanut butter, you can get that as well, yeah.
So let's do that.
So a little bit of an Asian influence in there with the coconut and the peanut butter. And that's it. And then you kind of, you dip your chicken strips in there?
Yeah, so you do that, dip it in, and you have it.
And you have it. Man, you see, soups does not need to be boring. Thanks a lot, man. This is amazing. Jody, what a legend. Making us a souped up soup version. Sweet potato in there, coconut milk, peanut butter. Just the things you need to keep you warm throughout the cold winter months. Love it. Soup is the keyword. SMS that to 33728.
Oh, well, you know what? That looks amazing. And since the weekend is here, don't miss Afternoon Express, as resident chef Clem will be using the Clem Gold fruit in a delicious couscous salad paired with some wonderfully creamy chickens and, chicken livers. There we go. And no, I did not make that up. It's actually Clem Gold fruit. Here we go.
Oh, sounds absolutely delicious. Well, you better warm up that funny bone. After the break, we broach International Joke Day, which is tomorrow. We're going to find out where it all began. I have a feeling a knock-knock joke is involved there somewhere. There are no knock-knock jokes coming from one of the funniest men we know. Mr. Carl Weber is in the studio for our Friday Funnies. We'll see you in a sec. Well, welcome back. You're live with Expresso. Your timing, as I always say, is perfect. Why? Because Mr. Cole Webber has joined us from the Cape Town Comedy Club. Sir,
yes, man.
You're going to be taking us through the humorous side of this week. But first, we have to take cognizance of the fact that tomorrow is International Joke Day. Can you remember the first joke you were ever told? Have you been exposed to jokes in all their forms? Good, bad, long, short, innocent, and of course disturbing in today's day and age. But no matter the content or form, the intention is always the same, to make someone laugh, and we need that. And this is what is being celebrated throughout the world, International Joke Day, and it actually takes place tomorrow. So congratulations, I suppose, as a comedian. Happy International Joke Day, man. So
it's like my anniversary.
let's take it back to the original anniversary. In fact, according to Orolo's website, funnyjokes.com, the first version of a joke or trickery happened back in 1200 BC when the Greek Palamedes outwitted Odysseus to ensure the latter would fight in the Trojan War. Nasty. We fast forward 850 years, and the first comedy club ever, called the Group of 60, was formed at the Temple of Heracles to swap jokes and witticisms.
Oh, wow.
What a proud heritage you
like
have.
that.
Thank you.
Well, between 500 and 1300 AD, there was the disappearance of jokes and humor throughout Western Europe, with the loss of the Philololos. You see, that's a joke.
It's a joke in itself, yeah.
Yes. Well, you know what? This, however, was rectified in 1452 when the Italian humorist Poggio Brasolini created his most famous joke book. Why are you making me do this?
Don't be facetious.
Listen, I got told I'm doing the knock-knock joke. I was here prepared
Do
for
the
my
knock-knock joke, then.
Okay,
Yeah,
knock-knock.
Knock-knock, okay, who's there?
Boo.
Boo-hoo.
But don't cry, it's just a knock-knock joke.
Oh,
That's
come on.
my favourite.
How about this one, knock-knock?
Who's there?
No one.
No one who?
You've seen her.
You're probably making you cringe, aren't we?
We're going to destroy your set tonight.
This is
really you.
Listen, but I mean, the chicken crossing the road as well. We know this one. Here's one. But now we want to know, why did the horse cross the road?
I don't know.
Because
why?
the chicken needed a day off. It's as easy as that. Come on, man. That is lame to the max, okay? But this why did the chicken cross the road joke, it first happened in 1847 in a New York magazine called The Knickerbocker, when a reader wrote into Muse about how most jokes, which actually present themselves as puzzling thinkers, often end up being silly and nonsensical. So that's where they come from.
Oh, man. Well, this sets the tone for our Friday Funnies. We're going to get into that in just a moment. As we said, we've got one of the funniest men we know here, Mr. Cole Webber, for our Friday Funnies. Welcome back, sir.
I have to apologise for that. Our knock-knock jokes and our why did the chicken cross the road jokes.
Absolutely.
Do you now understand why we need to bring you guys in for our Friday Funnies? So it's been a crazy old world out there. It's been a crazy year, dude.
Yeah,
we need to laugh, man. What has been trending in your life? What makes you laugh this week?
Well, America's at it again. America's
did they do?
at it again.
What did they
First,
do?
Donald Trump, the first orange president, obviously. And then, not the first, but a small town in Kentucky by the name of Rabodash.
Rabodash
has elected a pit bull.
Not Pitbull, the
pit bull
musician.
as president. Not president, the mayor of this little town.
Oh, wow.
So this pit bull's name is Gwyneth Paltrow.
Gwyneth Paltrow, but that's quite a
Paltrow.
distinguished name.
Right?
Okay, yeah.
So was in the running, ran up against a chicken and a donkey, beat them, right, hands down. So she goes around making public appearances at the church bazaar, school fetes, things like that. But this is not the first time. This little town does this. People come out and vote. Right? In 1998, their first canine mayor, was Goofy Bornman, right? Followed by Lucy Lou, the border collie. Right?
Nice.
So this little town's a deep south town, very like traditional. They're not ready for black mayor just yet. They're ready for a dog.
Oh man, you could see the chicken crossing the road in the background there, by the way. Then Mr. Bruce Ford, I said in the headlines, for all the wrong
Local
reasons.
legend.
We are so sorry, Bruce, man.
Local legend, South African legend. Guy was out for his morning run, got mugged, got robbed. You know, stole his running shoes. Stole his running shoes.
Man.
They mugged him for his running shoes, his watch, and one glove. He walked home barefoot with one glove. He said he felt like Michael Jackson moonwalking over stones.
Oh, man.
But the legend that he is, got home, brand new kicks on his feet, and he finished his run.
Yeah, because he's sponsored.
He's a legend.
He's a legend,
like
indeed.
that. What happened with airport security?
TSA.
Yes. What have they done now?
You know what? In social media today, we want to take pics with everything. That's not it. But we want to take pics with everything, like lunch, what we're doing at work.
If you don't take a picture, it didn't happen.
Yeah, it didn't happen. So this TSA agent found the biggest lobster, right, coming through customs, and he obviously said, "Take a pic." Huge thing, right? And it's coming through, it's coming, and he posed with it.
No. My word, man!
It's a monster. And then the owner of this lobster saw this pic. This pic went viral, and she was shell shocked. She was shell shocked, to say the least. She wanted an apology, right, for Sebastian, obviously.
just a little crowd, man. Just that little crowd.
But you know, that's what you call first world problems.
Oh, geez, that's very. I have to say that's hands down the biggest lobster I've seen.
It's huge.
Tell us about this latest competition, the show.
So, Cape Town Comedy Club is hosting the Savannah You Got Apples competition, Show Apples competition. There's been 3 heats so far. The final heat is on the 6th of July, and the finals is on the 9th. So it's an open mic competition. These are some of the losers. Now I'm kidding. I think they won. They didn't win.
Sounds tsitsi, man. That's tsitsi.
Yeah, that's tsitsi.
He's on our show often.
So these are some of the winners. That's the winner of the second heat. So the finals will be on the 9th at Cape Town Comedy Club. The winner gets a spot at the Baxter with a Jive Funny Festival.
Oh wow!
No pressure.
No
at
pressure
all, man. Oh, dude, are you on the stage this weekend?
I am. I'm doing a fundraiser for Groote tomorrow afternoon.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. And then I'm just partying with the heroes and villains party.
Oh, dude, you've earned it, man.
I
hope we haven't ruined your set with all of our take on humor. I'm so sorry, man.
I apologize
it's fine.
for that.
That ain't no joke, but you can get all of the details of how you can connect with a brilliant lineup of comedians at the Cape Town Comedy Club. All of those details are on our screen right now. Carl, thank you so much for joining us, my man. And once again, celebrate your proud heritage on International Joke Day tomorrow. Okay, with one Your Mama joke in your set. Just one.
Thank you, Graham.
Loving having Mr. Carl Weber in studio this morning. I bet you he's going to be using some of our lame jokes over the weekend. But Zola was laughing at our lame jokes. Yes, she was. Look at that. There she goes. You see. I knew it. But she's here to make something really special. We've been souping up soups this morning. This beautiful sweet potato, coconut, and peanut butter soup, that smells amazing.
Absolutely.
But we need something to go with it. And we made chicken strips, all right?
Yep.
But now a beautiful buttery roti.
Yep.
Not as beautiful as you,
Oh.
but as beautiful and buttery.
Yes,
okay.
it is. So we're making roti. You say roti, I say roti, potato,
Roti,
potato.
roti, potato, potato,
Potato,
tomato,
okay.
tomato.
But it's really simple to make, but they're delicious, like flaky flatbreads. So
Yes.
because the soup is curry inspired, the roti is also usually
It's also
goes with curry, but sort of
yeah.
souping it up that way.
See where you're going now.
You see?
Yes,
Okay,
where you're
so we're
going.
making the dough.
Put some thinking into
very,
this.
very simple, okay?
Okay,
A
so
bit of
I
flour.
guess I need to...
You can use cake flour or bread flour. It's completely
Okay.
up to you. Salt to taste. Do
Right.
quite a bit of salt because that's
Yeah.
the predominant flavor, okay? So then a little bit of oil. You could use olive oil or regular oil,
All
okay?
right.
And then we need warm water or hot water from a kettle. So you stir, I'll pour. And basically you just add enough water to form it into a dough.
Okay.
Okay? Here we go.
You need a little bit more.
Yeah. And then, so just stir it up until it forms into a dough. Then once it forms into a dough, it forms into that, okay? Then
right.
let's switchy-roosies. You need
Switchy-roosies.
that. Need that,
All right.
okay? So knead it until it's soft. And then you're going to roll it out into a longish or like an oblong circle.
A longish oblong circle.
Yeah, so let me dust and then you use a rolling pin
Okay.
to roll it up. There we go.
There we go.
And then at this stage, you need some butter or some ghee. So traditionally, ghee is used. But, melted butter, I love a bit of butter because
Yeah.
you know what I say.
Mo butter, mo better.
You know it. Yep. Okay, so the butter's melted. And then all we're going to do is basically brush the butter onto the dough.
How thin is this?
Just put your muscle in there. And just,
I am.
Roll it out.
I am.
Roll,
It's
man, roll. So you can actually do it as big as...
more
or as little-
intense than the boxing training that I've underwent over the past while.
Listen.
Okay.
Being in the kitchen is hard work. Okay, that looks good. Okay, so then basically you brush the butter all over.
That's not the best round shape, but it's
No,
oblong.
it's okay. It's okay. It's got character, and that's what counts.
Okay.
So basically, you'll be able to roll it out into a much bigger oblong, and then you can add more of the butter or all of the
Okay.
butter. Okay. So then you roll it up into a spiral. Oopsie.
Hey, nice and glibberig.
Into a spiral. Then you're going to cut the spiral into 8 pieces because this will make 8 rotis. So it'll look
Okay.
like this. Then, so you roll this into a long log.
Okay.
Basically. Okay?
Have a little bit
Roll it
more.
into a log that looks like that again. So remember, it's pieces now.
Okay, so roll it into
a log.
another log.
Into a, well, okay, like that. That's fine.
What do you
I just
mean?
meant, you know, so roll it like that. But it's okay. We'll
you
just
see now.
we'll squidge it
We'll
into a
squidge
log,
it.
just like this, and
Okay.
then you tie it into a knot, basically.
Right.
Okay, well, a rough knot. So
Okay.
just like that. So basically, this is a way to laminate it. Okay. So then the knot looks like this.
Right.
Then you take this and you roll it out.
So what's the point of making a knot?
You're laminating the butter.
Oh, okay, I'm
There
just asking.
There is a method to my madness, okay? Then you need a
Okay.
hot pan, just a hot dry pan.
Yeah.
And once this is rolled out, can you see the butter in the spirals that we made?
Yes.
And the knot as well adds extra layers. That's why it's so flaky. That's why roti is so flaky.
Okay.
Okay, so roll it out thinly and then into a dry pan and then we
Yeah.
cook it. Okay,
Not my
that's going to be
forte.
that's a thick roti, but it's
Well,
okay.
it's not, yeah,
we get the
okay.
idea.
We need a little bit more time, but
There
it's
we
okay.
go. Into there, and then I like to brush it with more butter. That's what. Because more butter, more better. That's right. That's right. Okay, so then cook your roti. Okay, it'll take about 3 minutes per side, depending on how thin it is. This one will
Okay.
take much longer. You can see it's already
Why
burning.
do I feel like you're dissing me?
No,
right
not
now?
at all. Not at all. You know,
Okay.
roti can have character, and yours certainly does.
It certainly does have character. Bread is the keyword. SMS bread to 33728, and we'll send you. We'll tell you exactly how to make this
Yep.
beautiful buttery rotis.
Look how delicious, hey? And look, it's all
Oh,
flaky.
wow.
Delicious to dip into your soup or to eat with curry. Woo!
bread to 33728. Zola is happy this morning.
Oh, that looks amazing.
Oh, it really does look amazing. Well, to round off what has been a truly amazing week, drum roll, please. It is the Groote Jazz Band. They're back with one more performance. We'll see you in just a moment for When Your Love Is Gone.
When you feed your dog's health, you also feed his happiness. And wonderful things can happen. Like he's able to go from 0 to boundless get up and go. And a fluffier coat unlocks maximum cuddle potential. Because you're feeding the clinically proven nutrition of Hill's Science Plan. Precisely prepared with top quality ingredients. After all, when he's healthier, he's happier. And a dog's tail never lies. Give him the Science of Happy, found in the brand recommended by vets worldwide.
Welcome back, and thank you once again for joining us for a phenomenal show. In fact, a phenomenal week. We've been focusing on young jazz artists all week ahead of the National Youth Jazz Festival, and representing Crusted jazz band. We've got Dane Paris here. You guys have been phenomenal. Thank you so much. Dane, head boy. It's an Archie there. Sorry, man. It looks like you guys have been playing together for years. You play like kind of like old pros. How long have you guys been playing together?
So our band, we came together like in the beginning of this year. So it takes some time to get used to new members coming in as some of the matrix leave.
Yeah.
So we start in the morning at 7. We try and start our rehearsals every morning just to get together and just be around each other, and we all feed off each other while we play.
Oh, you can feel it, man. You can feel the energy is awesome. What does it mean to you to be in this jazz band? What has it brought to your life as you now, sadly, obviously have to say goodbye, matriculating, man?
Music at Groote, so it doesn't only teach you about music, we learn lots of life lessons during class, like even not about the music industry, but there's so many things that our music teacher tells us about that we learn about.
Growing up way too fast in that classroom, man. Do you have designs of becoming a musician after school?
Yes, I do. I would like to study at UCT next year, God willing.
I think it's going to happen, dude. I think it's going to happen. If you don't give this man a scholarship, we're going to be upset. There's going to be a national outcry. Head boy, you can return to your drums. So thank you so much, man. Very well put. Well, here they are with one last taste of truly the wonder of our young musicians in this country. They have given us a masterclass in jazz, and they're going to do it one more time with When Your Lover Has Gone. Yeah. Take a bow, gentlemen. Take a bow. Awesome, man. Guys, thank you so much. That was phenomenal. Yeah. Okay, style photo.